Introducing PubCoin. PubCoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into PubCoins. PubCoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Upgrade your membership to Gold, you will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the Gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Pat Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Here. Oh, look at Nussflush Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Ken. Kenny Ken wants a piece of the pie. Put his schnoz up front. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donut Silks make a run? Can Res Mall make a run to be $50?
You son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Ken, Smoke and Mirrors, Director 97. Home. That is the way. Here comes Jason Meyer, the Eldorado custodian. Billy Friedrich. Jones one all coming down the advantage.
Coin! Nowhere!
Oh no! Fanatical Jim!
From the corporate Peter Loshak, legendary sports handicapper, more dapper than a dom. Father young phenom, known as Jimmy, who declared one day that the bag was here to stay. Information like a PSA when we all PSR, Pub Sports Radio, bizarre. Is a man named Slaughter and he flipped the script. No competition in this they quit the trip. But we say we be pubbing, better with the bag and you love it. We want a top 10, we above it. Let's check.
Hey everyone, welcome to Pub Sports Radio. I'm Peter Loshak. Today is Tuesday, November 18th. We do this every Tuesday, but we don't always do it as great as last week and the past few weeks have been. I can't even remember people in the comments section. Justin McKelvey nailing a plus 600 Westbrook double-double. So much. Billy Brisbane reading the market perfectly. NHL killing it, college football, Gorky. So we're going to try to keep it up today in today's show, and we're going to try to acknowledge the excellence that we have seen from everyone without jinxing it, which is a little bit of a dance, but I think we can do it. I'm going to give some college basketball stuff that I also, these lines move a lot, but last week I gave 3 of them and they won. So it's tough because at this point in the day, if the line has moved in your favor, you have to give out a much worse line. If it hasn't moved in your favor, you might be thinking maybe you're on the wrong side of things, but that's all right. I'm going to life is a balance, life is a dance. So we're going to continue that shit in today's show with everyone. NHL, Gabby Cab, Gorky, college football, NBA. We're going to do it all. And of course, the comment section, which makes the show every week. Let me just I'm a little bit behind as always. Let me pull up the show here, and then I'll start shouting everyone out, and we're going to get into this pretty quick. I'll tell you, there's a few college basketball picks that I want to just give right now, just because the lines could possibly move, and one of them so I just want to quote them now. One of them definitely is, there's 2 huge games in New York tonight. One of them, Michigan State and Kentucky. And I like the under in that one. And I like the first half under more. So I'll give that one officially right now. I'm going to shop around to find the best line that I can get, but at least 72, under 72, minus 118 first half in the Michigan State game. And I like the full game under as well. It's just frustrating if the first half goes way under and then the full game goes over, and then I lose 10th of a unit on that one. But I'll probably give both of them. I definitely like the first half under quite a bit more. Let me see everyone in the comments section here, and then we'll get things started. Let's see, Gorky talking about Oklahoma. Everyone, I got to tweet this out. First of all, Jose Bouquett, are you back there by any chance? I can't even. I'm still not. Hey, Jose.
Yes, Pete. What's up?
Can you hear me? Is everything all right? I'm just like a little bit rushed.
You're good.
Everything's good. All right. And how quickly is Justin and Billy backstage right now?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, don't bring him on quite. Just give 1 second because just want to look at the comment section, tweet this out maybe, and just quote a few college basketball things. I should probably do that, right? Because the lines might be significantly worse by the end of the show. But we'll go over college basketball after college football. Will you do that with me, Jose?
Sure.
All right. But thanks, Jose. Yes, I am a little bit rushed, but definitely I want to give the first half under in the Michigan State Kentucky game. Michigan State,
it sounds like you're doing college basketball now.
No, I'm just quoting it out so that if it's like 70 and a half, all right, okay, fine, fuck it. I won't tell people why. That's what that's what they're here for, right? Free picks. And let me tell you why. They're like, we don't give a shit. We don't give free picks. That's it.
By the way, Pete, you look elegant today.
Oh, thank you very much. This is Little Lion Sound Shades. Nice little hat here. And of course, Mark Jacobs, my lucky Mark Jacobs. I don't know if it's lucky. I didn't track the luck on my clothing last year, but all right, let me see. What do we have? Shout out Justin. Shout out, man. It's unbelievable how people are doing. Jose Bouquett, the guy who gave us, I can't even remember which weeks they were. The women's college basketball, NC State, Bayern in soccer. That's another thing is that I'm doing pretty well with the World Cup qualifiers. Much better on the halftime stuff, and I am posting them in the Discord. My last one was a loser, but that was my first halftime loser in all of. I don't know if you checked that out, Jose Bouquett. Have you?
That's nice. That's good money right there.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do. There's a bunch of games today, and I'll put a few out at halftime. It should be about, I guess, 3:45 or so today. And shout out to Ron Lofton. Shout out to Ronnie Lofton. All right, let me see. And then there's so many freaking college basketball games. I kind of like the Texas State line didn't make sense, but it's moved in their favor. I kind of like the over in that one. And I think I want to give out the Grambling San Diego under. That's moved. Monmouth Syracuse under. I like that one. And Maryland Eastern Shore Longwood under. I got 143.5. Of course, Maryland Eastern Shore is playing super, super low scoring. Now it's 138.5, but it's probably still good even there. I think last Tuesday that was one of my official picks against Nebraska, and that one went under. So I like it again. Should I line shop and give those out now as well, Jose Bouquet?
I guess so. I guess we're doing college football, basketball now.
Oh, I just want it because these friggin' lines move so friggin' fast.
Yeah,
so friggin' much.
Load them, get them out now.
All right, I'll line shop during the NBA segment, but yeah, Michigan State, Kentucky first half under definitely, full game under probably as well. Longwood under, I guess, even though the line has moved 5 points, I'll take that one. Monmouth Syracuse under, that one's moved a couple points, but I'll probably add that one as well. And then the Grambling San Diego under, that's moved 3 points as well. There's a few other bets that I made where the lines haven't moved and where few of them where they've moved a little bit against me, but I should probably add those as well, but we'll see. I know I'm yapping. I got to tweet this out. Jose Bouquet, are we ready to start NBA?
Yeah, we've got the whole bullpen ready to go.
All right, let's not waste any time. Let's look at the comment section, see if anyone is asking anything about those games, and then we'll get into it. Shout out Nasty Nate, Justin waiting there, and 9 Legacy. What is that? Oh, play of the day, Utah Jazz. That's interesting. All right, I'm going to copy and paste this. All right, okay. I'll look at the comments while we listen to Justin and Billy. Everyone, welcome to the show. Billy Brisbane and Justin McKelvey. Hell yeah.
Stacks.
Justin, one final time. Awesome call. Westbrook, double. You don't see plays you like that much every day, do you? That was an exceptional one, right?
No, that was like just something that happened.
Yeah.
I don't see him like that every day.
And your reasoning for it, I remember, was because like a personal revenge kind of situation for him, right?
No, the main thing was Brunson was out, or that was Westbrook. Not my fault. I had the Josh Hart double. I had one, but no, the Westbrook. It's the teams that he hates, and
right, exactly,
like
right.
He played for a lot of teams. Like he wouldn't do that against the Wizards.
Man.
But for some reason, he just don't like the Nuggets. Like, and I expect the same thing to happen in OKC.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I said I would expect the same thing in OKC.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Right.
Whenever they play each other.
Yeah, for real. Okay. All right. So I got to tweet this out and look at the comments section, get everything together. So much stuff we're doing, but we got 6 NBA games, some interesting stuff, and let's just get started. I'm going to tweet this out while you guys are talking. Read the comments section. First game we're going to talk about is Golden State Orlando. Now, both these teams, of course, rolling ATS and straight up. Golden State off of 3 really nice road straight up and ATS wins. Orlando off a loss, OT at Houston, but they were a big dog. They covered that one. They've now covered 6 out of their last 9. So both these teams are doing great ATS here. And, Orlando, a home dog, I guess it makes sense. I'm not sure. Free play, I would throw it on Orlando. Both teams doing well right now. Billy Brisbane, let's start with you. Should Golden State be a road favorite here?
Man, I feel like this is what you call like taking advantage of like public perception or like sports psychology, where Golden State 3-game win streak, Curry's on every fucking commercial that you watch on television right now in this past week, while Orlando hasn't lived up to their preseason expectations. However, their form has looked more encouraging over the past week. If you look at Golden State's games, they're on the first night of a back-to-back. They play tomorrow in Miami. Maybe they're underestimating Orlando in this spot without their lead guy, Paolo Banchero. Golden State 3-point numbers the last 3 games, 24, 17, and 21. A 3-point number that like doesn't feel sustainable, especially playing a 5th game of a 6-game road trip. Prior to the beginning of this road trip, they were not road warriors at all. There were only 1 win on the road. The only thing is, this is a common theme you're going to hear from me today, because niggas are putting way too much money on these basketball games not to know who's in and who's out. And I want to bet the Orlando Magic, but I would like to know if Jalen Suggs is in or not. If Jalen Suggs is out, I might pass on the line. But if Jalen Suggs is in, I'm all in on Orlando Magic here. I actually like Desmond Bane's player prop as well. Over his last 4 games, the only people in Orlando Magic history that have scored as many points is Jalen Suggs, Cole Anthony, and Victor Oladipo. So I think Desmond Bane's on go tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the line has moved now in Golden State's favor a little bit. As of right now, it's 3, and the total has dropped a little bit. It looks like 223.5 or 224. So I guess someone is believing in Golden State, or at least manipulating the market to then come back on Orlando, the other side. I don't know. Justin, what do you think? Is Golden State be a favorite here?
I think I think they deserve to be a favorite. And Stacks play day number 1 is the Orlando Magic. I got them at plus 4 minus 114. And for me, it's like one of the things that I notice is the first leg of the back-to-back for the Warriors. That's usually when you can catch them. Then they get mad, and then the second game in the back-to-back, usually when they come out. We just seen it happen against the I forget who they lost to the first game. Then they came back the second game and beat up on Spurs. But imagine them at home, them beat the Warriors 5 of the last 7 times and then played in Orlando. Orlando as a dog is 2-0 so far. This is the 3rd time they're a dog. They're 2-0 so far at ATS. And I just think it's a spot for them. I like them plus 4 with or without Suggs. I know Banchero's not in there. I do know that Curry, for some reason, loved to play in Orlando. I don't know what it is, but just slow him down or let him get 35 and slow everybody else down. But that's play day number 1, the Orlando Magic, plus 4 minus 114.
That makes sense to me. I mean, when I looked at this game, I didn't quite see why Orlando should be getting at home a few points. We'll look at the comments section.
I think Suggs is worth the 2 points, though. Not to cut you off, Pete, but if Suggs is out, this line probably goes up to 5.5, 6, and 5.5, 6. Regardless, I'm still be on Orlando, but 5.5, 6 is a little bit different than betting plus 3.5. Plus 3.5, you might as well take them on the money line because I mean, very rarely is this game going to fall into number 3. I feel like if you bet it, let's say this goes up to 5.5 or something like that, it's a way different bet. 5.5, 6. That's a 2-possession basketball game versus a 1-possession basketball game. With a 1-possession basketball game, I'm just going to take the dog in the money line. But if this goes up to 5.5, 6, this is where you get in on Orlando Magic plus this points. That's why I feel like the Jalen Suggs news is such a big news because if Jalen Suggs is in, this line goes down to 2.5, 2. If Jalen Suggs is out, this goes back to 5.5, 6. And that's a big turning point when you're talking about small margin of numbers in NBA spreads like 3.5 to 5.5 to 2.5. It makes all the difference. I mean, watch a fucking NBA basketball game and look at the game in the final minute. It feels like everybody in the arena knows what the point spread is.
Yeah. Are you worried about any of that, Justin?
No, because the way I look at it, I feel like this is going to be the Magic spot early and often. And the second half, I expect the Warriors to come on strong. And the reason why I'm not on the money line, and I did want the 4, because when I first seen it, it was 3.5, and I waited and waited. And as soon as I seen the 4, I jumped on and I posted it. I just feel like Steph's going to have an amazing game. Like, it's going to be down late to the 4th quarter. Magic might be, give or take, up a bucket or 2. Curry hit a last-minute shot or something along them lines, some type of story script where I think the spread's going to come into play.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I don't know this stuff nearly as well. Wine Time Sports, Golden State smash spot, Warriors -3. Fernando Mendoza, Warriors for me too. All right, we'll see. Wow, Justin McKelvey liking Orlando, Billy Brisbane. I'm sorry,
I like him a lot.
Like him a lot.
Yeah, Orlando's my best bet today. I'm just not putting a couple $100 on a fucking NBA basketball game for the injury news report to come out 2 hours later for somebody to be out, and I could have gotten 2 points. Like last Tuesday, I gave out the Sixers money line -120 in a normal spot. I probably would wait till about 3 to 4 o'clock to play it. And what happens? Is this official? Is this official for the show? Then I end up giving the shit out. The shit ends up getting ruled out, and I could have just gotten a fucking better line and waited the hour. Like, I don't know. The NBA right now, I feel like at 12 o'clock in the afternoon is kind of like a dead spot to be betting these games.
Yeah, definitely. But it is good to hear what you're looking for. Yeah. Jermaine 34 says easy bet the Star out Orlando smash spot. All right. So it's either going to be, one of these guys is going to be right. Wine Time or Jermaine is going to look great here. All right, I'm going to pass personally, and hopefully we'll have really Bruce Brain back for the rest of the segment. And next game on the card, Celtics and the Nets, right? Celtics kind of 50-50 straight up and just kind of subpar ATS this year so far. Nets obviously suck, but they are after their second straight up win of this season. They've now covered 2 in a row. Maybe the Nets are turning a little bit of a corner ATS-wise. I'm not talking about straight up ATS-wise. They're getting a huge number here against Boston, who has, been a little bit overvalued in general this year. And I definitely haven't bet this yet, but I was thinking Nets. Getting double digits. Justin, what do you think?
I don't have no action in this game, but it's the only reason why I do like the Nets in this spot. And I didn't know if I wanted to bet them early. So my first thought was the Nets first half. And then I had so many other bets that I like, but I don't want to be laying 10.5 on the road with the Celtics team. And the Nets, like for the most part, they've had a little fight in them, especially at home. But
yeah,
I have 5 plays today, and I was like, you know what, I ain't fighting to find an angle with this Nets team. I'll be mad if I find an angle and then lose with the Nets. So I ain't touching.
And I guess it does feel like a reach. It's not one of these like, oh my God, the Nets are so, undervalued. Although they have been undervalued for 2 games now. Billy Brisbane, the big question, I mean, you guys follow this stuff super closely. Have the Nets turned some kind of a corner, at least ATS-wise, right now?
I think the biggest thing to note for this game is that Brooklyn's 0-6 at home, and a loss Tuesday would match their longest home losing streak to start the year since like 3 to 4 seasons ago. I didn't think that. Usually the theory is you fade a bad team coming off a win or a tanking team coming off a win. But in reality, like, they're definitely having that conversation in the locker room before this game of like, yo, y'all about to match the longest losing streak in Nets franchise history, and we're only through the first couple weeks of the season. And Michael Porter Jr. has been rolling, man. Last 6 games without Cam Thomas, his points, rebounds, and assist prop is at 33.5, but it's like the books aren't really like they're like falling asleep at the wheel. If you look at his numbers, 46 points, rebounds, and assists, 38 points, rebounds, and assists, 29. That was the lowest amount of minutes that he played. The Nets got blown out. He only played 20-something minutes, 30, 42, 50. I mean, he's averaging 38.7 points, rebounds, and assists across 33 minutes. And if this game ends up being a little bit closer than projected, I think it's a Michael Porter Jr. show. I'm a little bit betting biased about betting his player props after the whole Porter family scandal. But as I digress, I think Boston seems like I think they win this game, obviously. If you want to put it a 550 in a parlay piece or something like that, knock yourself out. But they're coming in a little bit too red hot shooting wise. 120 plus in back-to-back games. If you remember, Boston had that TD Garden debacle where they could not win a home game for like 2-3 games in a row. And now they're kind of rolling at home. I think when they're hitting their 3-point shots, the Celtics look fine. Like, they don't look as bad as their record. But when they're not hitting 3-point shots, it's bad, man. And then, like, to ask Peyton Pritchard and Jaylen Brown to shoot this certain amount of threes every game and to be that accurate, it's just a recipe for disaster. I feel like this game could be a little bit low scoring than projected. The Celtics shooting numbers have just been ridiculous. You're telling me a team that's coming off of a back-to-back 120-plus point games and this total is not even 225? It tells me that the first half goes under in this game, not a first half under better, unless it's like Christmas Day, first game of this card, 12 o'clock in MSG. That's the only time I'm betting the first half under. But the first half under would be the bet in this game. Boston, Brooklyn, first half under 115.5. This could just be like a slower start of a game. You see Brooklyn with a little bit more defensive intensity than what sports books are projecting for. I think Brooklyn's going to come to play today, and that's what makes me not want to bet on the Celtics here. But I think the Celtics win the game. I think it's fine for our parlay piece, but I mean, what do you really want to do today on this slate? Do you really want to parlay the Boston Celtics, LA Lakers, and a third leg? Like, no, not really. That's not going to be That doesn't seem like the route of profitability today. So I'm just gonna have to let this one go by the wayside. I don't even want to hit the team total under for Brooklyn. They're pretty sharp to it. 106.5 seems about pretty fucking spot on that you're gonna sweat that throughout the whole entire game. Checking the sports book at every commercial and make sure the team totals at the number that you bet it at. This seems like a headache type of game, but the Celtics win it outright.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big move to the under. The first line I saw was like 225.5. Now it's down to 221.5. I think I'm going to pull the trigger on the Nets, getting now 11, right? Maybe they have turned a little bit of a corner.
I think the angle's fine. It's just like, I mean, I bet the NBA a little bit differently. I'm not trying to bet no 5 to 10 spots on the fucking NBA card. Why am I betting 5 to 10 spots and doing 3 to 4 hours of research? I can just hit the 2 spots that I know that are going to win and just move on to the next day. And that's why I really like doing these breakdowns with stacks, because stacks be on that same type time. You don't ever see stacks rolling out 10, 15 plays, 5 max. And that's like when it's a bunch of sports going on.
Yeah, look at this. Fernando Mendoza leading Nets plus 10.5. Luke Chase Fox saying Nets suck with 8 U's in it. Yes. That's why they're getting 11 at home against a team that's under 50% ATS.
Yeah, you're not asking the Nets to win the game. You're asking them to not get blown out.
Lou Chase Fox says 132, 110 Celtics. So he's predicting.
There's a lot of different ways the Nets could cover this, especially like the back door. Like, I don't know. I'm going to write it down, but I kind of feel like, I don't know. I liked the Hornets yesterday, and I didn't get there, and they covered. Kind of pissed me off. And I feel the same way about the Nets today as I did the Hornets, but I don't like betting teams like Brooklyn.
Yeah, unless they're really bad and they've turned a corner and you're getting ahead of the the ship or whatever. You know what I mean?
But what's the difference between bad and what number? What number is really bad? Is 10.5 really not really bad? But
I challenge people this. If you bet the NBA from day to day, knock off who you think are the worst 5 teams in the league and just don't bet those fucking games, and I bet you your ROI will go up. My ROI went up so much when I stopped fucking around with Hornets games and all these Jamo-ass teams and janky-ass teams and stuff like that. Just take those games off your card. I bet you your ROI will go up.
Well,
no, that does work.
Nutflush 16 says if he's looking at Nets, he's looking at team total over. Fernando Mendoza likes the Nets team total under. All right, I guess for now I'll hold off. I was itching to take a shot with the Nets to cover, but maybe I'll add it later on. But for now, I will hold off. Next game on the card. This is an interesting one. Detroit and Atlanta, right? Both these teams absolutely rolling, right? Detroit 10 straight up wins, covered 8 of those. They're on a back-to-back though. Atlanta rolling also 5 straight up and ATS wins. All, of course, without Trae Young, which is not a shock. You see this all the time, of course, in all sports and especially the NBA. So I don't know. Detroit's on a back-to-back. Atlanta, no slouch. And, so I was thinking maybe Detroit first half, and then maybe Atlanta full game. I'm not sure how much fatigue will come into to play here with a team like Detroit, but, the line is close to pick 'em. I was thinking maybe Detroit first half, maybe. Think Atlanta maybe runs into a little bit of a juggernaut here, at least to start. Justin, what do you think? Detroit first half? What do you think?
Yeah, it's only the second time. I usually don't even cap these games, but for the spot, it kind of interests me, so I felt like I had to bet it. But everyone likes the Hawks, and I would have if Detroit would have lost yesterday, but they didn't. And I don't know, after the road trip the Hawks just had, then we swept the road trip. Now we first came back at home, but we're leaving right back out of here. I don't think it's a Hawk spot, but I do like this. I actually really like this over. And I got 229.5 minus 110 is when I bet it at. And I just think between Detroit being on the second leg of a back-to-back, I would still think that they're the right side. So I do like your first half. I don't know if I answered that. I do like your first half. I wouldn't want a full game just because they're on the second leg of a back-to-back. But in the Hawks, they're 5-0 or 4-0. Matter of fact, 5-0, but they didn't cover the spread in every single one of them. But it's just a bad spot for the Hawks. But even though they've been playing a lot of defense on the road, I just think this is a spot where first game at home, defense is going to lag. Catch the Pistons with lack defense on second leg of back-to-back. So I really love this over.
Yeah, let me see. The total right around the first line I saw, I actually didn't see where it opened. About 230 right now. All right, Billy Brisbane, tell me what you think about this game, but I'm going to make Detroit first half an official play. Yeah, full game, it looks like. Small move towards Atlanta. About pick 'em now. Billy Brisbane, what do you think? Hey, Billy. Hey, Billy.
My bad.
Okay,
I was on mute. Stacks hinted towards it. This is one of the worst spots in the NBA. You're coming back from a West Coast road trip, and we're talking about they played a back-to-back in altitude. They played in Utah one of those nights, and then a 2-point deciding win their next game versus Phoenix and went down to the wire. But I will say from the eye test, Atlanta's playing with a lot of confidence right now with Trae Young out there. They're playing faster than ever, and the defense looks better than ever. I hate to say it, but all right, they're not better without Trae Young, but for this short, brief period of time, shit, they look better without Trae Young. You seeing Vic Krejci coming out here putting up 25-plus points, and you know Atlanta's been rolling. This game really comes down to if Cade's in. Cade missed last night's game. They still won. That's been kind of the theme for them this past week. With the new Nike deal, shoe deal that he's got going on, I would expect him to be back and win these games soon. It's Detroit for me regardless. They've been too hot, though, and Atlanta's just been just as hot. I just need a Cade Cunningham news to really move on this game. I feel like the bookies are kind of like showing their cards a little bit, having Detroit at -1.5. They kind of want to – they rather bring down the number with Cade being out rather than having to do it the other way around. Like this line's like -118, -120. If Cade was out, that line would be +110, +120. And when you're taking a certain amount of NBA bets, those type of ROI differences pay off a lot in the long run or by the middle of the year than what you would think on just a random Tuesday night. But I think it's Detroit for me. But if Cade Cunningham got ruled out, there's no way Detroit's closing at -1.5. They're going up to +3.5. If Cade was in, I think this line goes up to about 2.5, 3, maybe even a 3.5, depending on what the injury news report looks like. But this is very contingency on the injury news report. Jalen Duren came back last night. Cade Cunningham didn't. Jalen Duren, second half of a back-to-back. We'll see if he's in or not. We'll see if Cade's in or not. Cade was going to play last night, but this is the second half of a back-to-back. I would imagine he's in tonight. And then we haven't really heard word about Azor Thompson. Azor Thompson would be a great addition for this lineup because when you look at Atlanta's team, why they haven't missed a beat without Trae Young is because they have the depth at the guard position. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is one player prop that I'm looking at. His 15-plus points looks like a good parlay piece. It's at -220. He's had 15-plus points in 9 out of his last 10 games. Detroit allows the second most points to shooting guard position. So this is a really good spot for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. If you've been noticing, his player prop overs have been smashing, and I think this is another over here for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Regardless of who's in, who's out, I think the 15-plus points is a good parlay piece.
Wow. A hell of an insightful breakdown there, Billy Brisbane. All right. I guess, you know, Cade's huge. How huge is he? He's pretty big. Pretty big. As far as, yeah.
I like the over whether he plays or not.
Mm-hmm. All right. I will take a shot with Detroit. First half money line, -108. We'll see what the injury report winds up being. Justin McKelvey liking the over, which hasn't moved much from the first line I saw, right around 230. So is that official from you, Justin, the over?
Yep. Yeah, I'll text all these to Jose whenever we get offered.
But just know if you see Cade Cunningham in the lineup, I'm going to have some money on the Detroit Pistons. Like, that's the best way you can describe it to people now. If so-and-so is in the lineup, I'm going to have money on them. If so-and-so is out of the lineup, they don't ask me if I got money on them.
So what do you think this line is assuming, though, right about Pick'em? That we don't know, or they –
This line tells me that the sports books don't fucking know, and they rather do Detroit -120 down to +120 than have to do Detroit at like a bigger dog. Like I feel like Detroit's obviously going to take the money. There's no way you look at an NBA model today or like a betting NBA model today and Detroit doesn't pop off as like one of the best bets of the card because of the travel situation that Atlanta's in. You're going from the West Coast to the East Coast, and not only are you coming back from a road trip, hey, your bags are packed at the fucking door. What do you mean? You just got off the flight. You might as well just put them right back at the door because you're going right back out after this game anyway. So it's like, this is one of the worst spots I think there is in basketball. Of like, it's not like they've been like, we talked about other games and stuff like that where like teams will be at the gymnasium for 3-4 games consecutively. Like Orlando Magic's a prime example. They played a couple of home games where this is their fourth game of a homestand where their role players don't have to play. They're not playing up as much because they've been inside the gym. They've got the shots up. You're talking about Atlanta that's played way over their head of their heels. Now they're coming back to the crib in a bad travel spot. Seems like a Detroit spot, man. Detroit's been one of the hottest teams in the league, and they've been putting money in the pocket, regardless if Cade's been in or out of the lineup.
Yeah. Yeah, people talk about the depth. Go ahead.
I don't like the Hawks, but I will say, and you're 100% right, Brazen. Like, these are the spots that are all spots for the Pistons. Like, this is where you want to fade the Hawks. But it seemed like the NBA early in the season is not going sticking to the script. Like, I wasn't on the side yesterday, but look at the Bulls. Day before, they was just double overtime. Now they was 13-point dogs going into the altitude, back-to-back altitude. And what do? You outright the Nuggets? Like, that was the spot for the Nuggets yesterday. Like, double overtime with travel and altitude, and they outright. So, like, the spots, to me, they seem like early basketball. The spots that we all like the pick on that we may have, because a lot of us had the same spots, but that's why I'm not on the side. I just like the total, but it just...
Well, one of the biggest things I noticed, I've been saying to Jimmy, is that they're adjusting these numbers way more this year than what they have done in years past. Of like, back in the day, if this was the injury news report like a year, 2 years ago, and we had this situation, Atlanta would be like 2.5, 3.5 point favorites. Now that they're on the second half of a back-to-back and everybody in the world fucking knows they just came back from the West Coast, now you see Detroit laying -120. But we don't even know if Kate Cunningham's in the game or if Jalen Duren's playing in the second half of a back-to-back. How is Detroit laying points? That tells me everything I need to know, that Detroit probably the side in this game.
Yep. Billy Brisbane,
I won like 9 or 10 straight
of what the market is telling you, and I love listening to your reads and then betting team totals related to that. So, but I'm just going to take, I'm going to take Detroit first half officially, and we'll see what happens. Now let's move on. This is a tough one. Memphis Spurs. I don't know if you guys have any good read on this one. This is a tough one. Both these teams banged up, of course, and no Wemby for the Spurs last game. What do you know? They got a nice win and cover. Is there any NBA star who the team isn't like better than when he goes out? Nice win and cover last game for the Spurs without Wemby. Of course, he's going to be out here. Before that, they had Wemby and they had lost 6 of 7 ATS. Memphis, barely covered their last game at Cleveland, but before that, just a disaster. Maybe even worse than the Nets. I don't even know, but they had lost 9 of 10 ATS, and they're pretty banged up too. For tons of, and now Morant is out from their last game. I believe he's going to be out here as well. So you got the Spurs laying a pretty big number. I saw like 5.5. Total's about 235 or so. That's the first number I saw. I'm going to see if it moved. I was thinking about the under, and as far as the spread is concerned, man, I really don't know. Justin, what do you make of the Spurs in this spot?
That was originally, I do got to play in this game. My first original lean was the under. When I looked at this, I'm like, no Wemby. And then started getting to the props. The Grizzlies, they're not scoring. Like, John not going to be there. So, but then I started thinking, like, well, maybe John not going to be there. Maybe they'll try to giddy up, you know what I mean, knowing that he ain't going to be there much longer. So I fought with it, and then where I landed back on was De'Aaron Fox. And it's point spread for only having a few games back, but it was kind of high, which made me think that's where it was at. And I got De'Aaron Fox over 26.5 points at -110. And I feel like with no Wemby and the lack of defense that this Grizzlies team played, there's not going to be nobody who can stick him. I feel like he's getting his legs back slowly but surely every game, getting a little bit better. So with all the injury news for the Spurs, I think this is going to be the Fox breakout game. Probably have like 30, 35. I wanted to get to his points and assists, but with the lack of scores and the injuries, I think he's going to just go crazy on scoring. So I'm on De'Aaron Fox for today.
All right, De'Aaron Fox breakout day from Justin. Yeah, the total has dropped. It's now down to about 233. Billy Brisbane, what can you tell us about your opinions of this game, and what do you think the market is trying to tell us?
Man, this game's going to get me in trouble. I would like to know what the ticket count would be on the Spurs, because the Spurs seem like a little bit too public, like a liability for parlays today. Without Wemby and Castle, it feels like people are just blindly betting the Spurs. But Memphis is just in nowhere land right now. I mean, 4 straight L's, 4-10 record. This wasn't the primetime game. This is not the primetime game that they thought that they were probably going to get. But I think the primetime game is Phoenix and Portland. Regardless, though, 4th game of a 5-game homestand. I think that's going to help the Spurs shooting and the role players have a little bit easier of a time adjusting. There's no way anybody's walking up to the window and betting the over in this game. Over. Smash the fucking over in this game. The over is going to hit in this game. No Ja, no Wemby. Everyone's like, oh, no way. Why is this number in the 230s if the 2 best players on both teams are out? Hit the over. There's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. Have you watched De'Aaron Fox play when there's nobody else on the team? He's just up and down the court. Fox is up and down the court. The back Justin's player prop. De'Aaron Fox, 25-plus points, has to be the best bet in this game by like a wide margin. Wow. 20-plus shot attempts, not 20-plus points, 20-plus shot attempts in back-to-back games. Memphis allows the 2nd most points per game to the point guard position this season. If De'Aaron Fox is going for 30-plus, shit, San Antonio might win this game, like cover the spread. That's why, I don't want to fade San Antonio while I think it's a liability. I also think De'Aaron Fox has a big game today. Like De'Aaron Fox in Daily Fantasy, FanDuel, DraftKings, Saberson, whatever website you want to look at, whatever projection website you want to look at, whatever model you want to run, De'Aaron Fox is popping up as like the best play of the slate for Daily Fantasy today. And I definitely can see it. Like if he's going to be one of the highest scorers or best point per dollar plays, it means he goes over his point prop pretty easily. And I think he even goes over the assist prop. I know Justin was a little bit scared about the ancillary pieces that are left on the Spurs, but I mean, 7.5 juiced at -130 tells me shit. De'Aaron Fox, sprinkle the double-double. Don't tell anybody you did it, but sprinkle the double-double just in case. If he goes over 7.5, I think he's hitting 10 for the assist. So it's like, I kind of understand Justin with that of like, you don't want to take points and assists and then be burnt by the assist category and not get the full upside of it. But if he goes over on assists, I think he's hitting a double-double. I would not be shocked if De'Aaron Fox had a double-double in this game, and it's not being priced accordingly.
Look at this. The biggest jewel likes De'Aaron Fox over, and Cuban Connect like the under 235.5. Nice, but even Cuban Connect likes De'Aaron Fox over 3-pointers. Wow. And Bo Jackson saying over. Man. And here we go. You ask a question about the money. You get an answer from the comment section. Coin tells us 63% of the tickets and 94% of the money on the Spurs. That's from Odds Logic.
What was that again?
63% of the tickets, 94% of the money on the Spurs.
That's what I thought it would be, and that's why I can't fuck with the Spurs. This is a bookie liability spot. This is where the parlays are going to bust. People are going to parlay up the Spurs with, like, if you did a parlay of the Lakers, Spurs, and Celtics, shit, man, I feel like one of those 3 don't hit, and I think it's the Spurs, man. I really do. It's just like the X's and O's don't match up with the market, I would say.
Yeah. Kent Davies saying, are we talking college basketball today? Yes, we are. And in the beginning of the show, I said that I liked a lot the Michigan State Kentucky game, first full game under as well, but more so the first half under. I made that official, 72 -115. And then there's 3 other plays I've also made official. Longwood game under 138.5 -116. Monmouth Syracuse under 145 -111. And the Grambling San Diego game under 149.5 -113. At the end of the show, I might add on some more, but we will definitely be talking about that at the end of the show. And there we go. Jermaine likes Spurs first quarter. But for right now, better than any college basketball play on the card, and there's a lot of them, Kent Davies, maybe De'Aaron Fox over points is the play of the day in NBA. A great play right there. My Lord. Jeez. Yeah, Kent Davies, it's not a lock, but I do like that Michigan State, Kentucky first half under. Michigan State, doesn't tend to do well in the beginning of seasons. They played in this series before. They haven't done well. The games are lower scoring, especially in the first half. So I really like that Michigan State, Kentucky first half under 72 minus 115. All right. Wow. Great breakdown, guys. Memphis and San Antonio. Pass for me, of course. Next game on the card, Utah Lakers. And correct me if I'm wrong, but is LeBron back for this one? He is, right?
I mean, I seen something. Trying to keep it tight-lipped. I personally think he's going to come back. And then, but they said, I seen something that they put, he's going to come back today, Friday, or Tuesday, or next Tuesday, meaning. And my whole thing is like, why y'all got to be like, so I think he's going to come back. But here's the thing. If they don't play against till Friday, they can sit the night the last minute, and then that's like 3 or 4 more extra days, or we'll say 3, until Friday. So I don't think he's going to come back today. I think he'll come back Friday. That way, well, a little extra 3 days to rest, 2 days to rest, however you want to look at it. Come back Friday, but it don't change my play. I'm on the over 238.5 and minus 115 when I bet this. And this Utah Jazz team, one thing they do, I don't want to bet them on the spread when they're on the road. At home, getting as a dog is where I want them, but they score. They score a whole lot. I think right now, Lakers at home. They're 5-0 at home, 8 to the over. So I don't know. Just everything points to the over in this. If Braun plays, I still like the over. I'll be a little bit less. I'll like it less if he plays. But I expect big games out of Luka. Even if Braun come back, shake the rust off. It's a spot against Utah. So I do think if I had to pick a side, I'd be on the Lakers. I don't want the Jazz as a road. Nothing. But the over, I'll make that official. I'll text that to Jose. So we're 238.5 minus 115.
All right. Yeah, it has gone up. The first line I saw was 235.5. The Lakers, of course, back home after a 5-game trip, and they've been great ATS all year long. 10-3 ATS over the last 13. But Utah, decent 4-game homestand. Now they're going on the road. Man, this is tough. I was actually thinking maybe Utah first half. Billy Brisbane, what do you think here?
Might be the wrong person to ask for this game because I think the Lakers smash in this spot. LeBron should be back for this game, but I hate to do new things in the beginning of the season, but I think parlaying team total over alt lines are better than parlaying money lines, if that makes sense. Of like, you can get the Lakers team total over 117.5 at minus 410 compared to their money line at 670, 700, depending on where you're shopping. And the reason why I bring up the 117.5 number is because the Lakers have covered 118 in 3 of their last 4, while the full game under has hit 3 times in a row. The Lakers are still hitting their team total over, and the over is 9-5 in 14 games this season. That tells me I want the Lakers to score points. I don't want anything to do with the Jazz. The Jazz have been playing a little bit too good. You're talking about a 140-143 finish against the Chicago Bulls. The Atlanta game is going to show you 122-132, but in reality, that was a 1-possession basketball game with like a minute left on the clock. They've been rolling 150 points in 2 games in 1 week. Nah, man, Utah's about to be a fade here. I do like the Ace Bailey props, his points and assists. Shouts to Justin McElvey for giving out some Isaiah Collier props. I mean, what? Dude,
hey, Bruce, I feel like you did that on. I feel like you just said my name like that on purpose.
Yeah, it's McKelvey.
I did it.
Excuse me. Thank you, McKelvey. Thank you.
I know he did it on purpose.
Thank you.
McKelvey.
All that breakdown, he paused and said my name like that.
Because I can't say it correct. McKelvey.
Just McKelvey.
Forget about mispronouncing people's names wrong.
Call
I
me
give
Shaq
God
if
like,
you can't
I love
pronounce
the
it.
over. Oh, I meant to say under. What did I say? I said over. I meant under. Right, yeah.
The Collier assist prop keeps on paying, man. It's like I can't deny it. You can't deny the numbers that you're seeing here. I mean, the sports books are shook. They opened it up at 5.5, thinking people weren't going to bet that shit. They opened it up at 5.5 at -132. They got fucking ripped on Collier's assist prop. That number is now as high as 6.5, -150 at BetMGM. At Fanatics has the best odds at -145. And Hard Rock, typical Hard Rock shit, they're still holding the original number at 5.5, juice towards the over at -375. When the fuck have you seen a player prop juice towards the over at -375? Like, tell me you're shook without being shook. I think Collier's player props end up hitting. Like, he's somebody I'm thinking about in daily fantasy, but Ace Bailey's been my cash cow. I like his points and assist prop, but you know what? Maybe the Lakers might not be the best spot for this if he's getting like Rui Hachimura defense. I feel like like the more I think about it out loud, Ace Bailey might be a pass, but it's hard to pass on somebody that they're hanging such low hanging fruit on their player prop for. But I would just take the team total over in this one. LeBron James point prop. Does he continue the 10+ point streak? I mean, that would be the parlay piece for this one.
Yeah, I mean, if he's back, is there any way he'd be on a minutes restriction, or would they just be like your normal amount?
He's on a minutes restriction, but I forget what the number is. LeBron has like a ridiculous streak going for consecutive games, double-digit points of like 10+ points. It's like over like 100-something games, and it's something that LeBron fucking cares about because I feels like every time he's like close to not getting 10, he tries really, really hard to get 10.
Yeah, right. Man, I want to do like what I did last week with the Golden State game with this one, where if the first half is like 115 or lower, I'll post the second half line as an official play in the Discord. That one did cash. Justin liking the over. The line has definitely moved about 3 or 4 points. Definitely pressure to the over. Wow. All right, I'm gonna hold off for now, but we will. Let's quickly glance at the comment section, see what people have to say about this one. Let's see. Yeah. All right. People still talking about that Nets game. All right. Let's move on to the last game on the card. Man, this one, I don't know. I thought I was seeing something good. You tell me if you think I'm wrong or not. Phoenix against Portland. Phoenix, of course, a revelation, right? They are finally off a straight up an ATS loss after a run of winning and covering. Covered 8 of 9 before that last game. And that was a game where they were up big against Atlanta. Atlanta came all the way back. There was some officiating stuff that Phoenix wasn't happy with. So it wasn't like a blowout loss. They were way up, and then, they blew it late. And now Portland back home after a 5-game trip, not a good one, right? They lost 4 or 5 straight up, lost, I think, all of them ATS, or maybe they pushed one. They've been good at home in a small sample size this year. 5 home games, 4-1 ATS. So I'm not sure what to make of Portland. Do you expect them to be more like the road trip they just came off of, or you expect me more like the 5 home games they've had this year where they were pretty good? But in light of how Portland did on their trip, and in light of how Phoenix has been doing in general, I thought it was pretty freaking surprising that Portland was a pretty big favorite. I saw 4.5. I'll check to see where the line has moved. I was thinking about Phoenix first half, but then I was like, maybe I'm just walking into a super trap here, taking the obviously better team, at least on paper recently, as a dog. But I'm leaning Phoenix first half. Justin McKelvey, what do you think? What's your take on Portland in this spot? Are they kind of suck like they did on the road, or are they going to be better like they were at home earlier in the year?
No, I think they're going to suck.
Uh-huh.
I like Phoenix. I got Phoenix full game plus 2, plus 2.5, -104 when I bet it. I bet it sometimes it's more early this morning. And I think with Portland coming off the road trip, and this Phoenix team, it just came off a loss where they was undefeated ATS at home against the Hawks. The Hawks came back and won it. So I think Phoenix first came back on the road. After that loss, the Portland team coming back home, and it's a bad spot for him. I don't think Drew going to play. I think he's doubtful, so I don't think he's going to play. I think he'll play. I think he got another game tomorrow, so he'll probably play. So, like the Suns.
I do too, and I will definitely make the first half. Yeah, that line has moved. The first line was like 4.5. Now it's down to 2 market wide. The first half I can get +1, -105. So I'm agreeing with you, Billy Brisbane. What's your take on Portland here? Because I think Phoenix legit good, coming off a frustrating loss. They should be what they've been, and I'm just not exactly sure what to expect from Portland. What do you think, Billy?
Just not my favorite game. You got the Suns that were on that long losing streak, and then they lost a heartbreaker in their last game versus Atlanta. Versus like everyone thinks Portland's just covering ATS spreads, this, that, and the third. They were one of the best ATS teams in the first couple of weeks of the season. You know what they did in the last week? Not cover a fucking spread at all. If I'm not to be mistaken, 6 straight ATS losses for the Portland Trailblazers. Eventually, one of the two are going to change. I don't think Phoenix is as good as they're playing right now, even though they're moving up my power rankings. But I also don't think Portland is as bad as they've played in the last week. Like in the last week, their only win has been against the Pelicans, and that was a game they didn't even cover. It was a game that the Pelicans ended up covering. So it's like, I don't think Portland's as bad as they played, but they're also coming back from a road trip as well. This is such a pass game that I couldn't put money on this. The only thing I could put money on, which I gotta tell myself, I gotta stop fucking around with these type of props. But Donovan Clingan, they're hanging the low hanging fruit, man. 9.5 rebounds, -114. So if he goes over 9.5 rebounds at -114, you don't think he's getting a double-double at +200? Like, oh man, this would be the spot. It's not like Mark Williams is about to go stand in the corner and shoot a bunch of threes. He's a rim grazer too. Like, he's going to be in the paint. So I would say Donovan Clingan props is the way that I'm tagging this one. I like his rebound props, 9.5, -114, double-double prop at +200. Outside of that, I think this is just a carnival game. Don't try to convince yourself on a side too much. Just bet some player props and end out the night with some money in your pocket. I think the player props in this game could be very plus EV. You're talking about Portland without Drew Holiday. This is the Shaedon Sharpe game. Shaedon Sharpe's about to go the fuck off, man. I mean, he's been kind of rolling already, but we haven't really seen the full upside. If you go over his points, his point prop projection tonight tells you that the sportsbooks know that he's about to go off. 25.5 points. Him and De'Aaron Fox have the same exact point prop projection tonight. That is wild to me. He's coming off a 36-point game. The game before that, 19. The game before that, 35. The game before that, 31. Dude, he's been rolling, man. Shaedon Sharpe, maybe people don't watch Portland basketball games, but that number shocked me a little bit. For as much as I like De'Aaron Fox today, him and Shaedon Sharpe have the same exact point prop. That tells me he's about to have a fucking game. Like, this is way too low, man. Way too low for Shaedon Sharpe. I'm not a Shaedon Sharpe truther or anything like that, but this is his game tonight. Him or Denny Avdia are going to go off in this game.
Yeah, it did seem a little bit. The line didn't. Yeah, again, the first line I saw was 4.5. Now it's down to 2. Bo Jackson pointing out the Blazers are wearing City Editions tonight. They may show up. Oh, and Brendan Gregory, if Hansen plays for Portland money line. Dizzy Donuts likes the Blazers team total under. Gosh. All right. I guess I'll stick with Phoenix first half, but it feels very, very fishy now. It feels a little bit scary. You know what I mean?
Could be thin on a appetizing type of card. I mean, it's an 11 o'clock game. I mean, my rule is you don't move on an 11 o'clock game until 8 o'clock at night.
All right. Well, I'm going to take it, and I'm also going to add on one other. This might surprise you. I'm going to add on the Golden State game, first half under 109. I'm going to take that one, first half under 109 in the Golden State game. Shop around for a better line. I'll stick with the Phoenix first half line, but it makes me feel a little bit nervous. Let's look at the comment section, and then we'll review all of our official plays. All right.
What's up with Boston and Brooklyn? Why is that number dropped 4.5 points since we've been on the segment?
Wait, what? Let me see this. 4.5 points. Bullshit. Let me see this.
The total's dropping, man. I'm seeing 220, 220, 221. There's only one sports book that has 222.5 left, and it's Parks Casino, which they never changed their odds.
Yeah. No, I mean that total it was opened at like 225.5 or so, or that was the first line I saw. And man, so this is one of those team totals has got to be good under the Boston or the Nets. Man, I want to add on the Nets. I'm sure because you were saying something about how like when Boston starts hitting their threes, that's when they get their 20-point wins, Billy, right?
Yeah, I mean, when they hit threes, they look fine. They look like the Boston Celtics, but like when they're not hitting threes and it's just a bunch of clankers off the rim, it's bad, man. It's real bad.
Yeah, and are the Nets going to be able to D up against them and stop all that? Probably not, right?
Yeah, but the one caveat to Nets faders today is there has to be a conversation in the locker room before the game starts that if you lose this home game, you are now the longest active losing streak to start off a season at home in Nets history.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because it feels like their back was against the wall in their last game when they played the Wizards, and that was the best game that they played so far this year. So maybe the Nets do have some fight back in them. It seems like Michael Porter Jr.'s got fight in him. I mean, if you look at Michael Porter Jr. just box scores, the reason why we said PRA and not points is because the motherfucker is passing the basketball at an absurd rate right now. Back-to-back 7 assist point games? Who's this Michael Porter Jr. guy?
No, I hear you. All right. I really want to take the Nets like first half or full game, but I guess I'll hold off. Oh man, would you rather have the Nets full game or first half, Billy? If you had
Full
to have
game.
Full game.
I'd take the full game over the first half. I mean, I look at it as in like, how can the sports books fuck over people? People that are going to alt line, parlay, the Celtics spread, taking it down to 10 to like 5.5, 4.5. Celtics could win the game by like 4 points and they wouldn't give a fuck, but sports bettors would be pissed.
All right, so I have one more question about this game from Justin, and then we'll move on. What's Boston's deal right now, man? Are they like kind of mediocre, or are they gonna just they've been just sort of lackadaisical and they'll start to put it together with lots of double-digit wins on the road, at home, and everywhere pretty soon?
I think they're gonna be mediocre at best for the whole season. Then they're gonna be up and down. I don't think they're a good team. I wanted to bet them not to make the playoffs pre-flop, and I haven't gotten there, but I don't know. The only reason why there's a lot of bad teams in the East. That's the main reason why I never got there. But this Boston Celtics team, I don't think they're they're definitely not top 5. The only reason why we're talking about them because they're in the East. But they're not right now. They're not better than the Pistons. They're not better than the Hawks. They're not better than Philly. So
all right.
When you start talking out loud about
they're not better than
where the
Cleveland,
Celtics are at,
Milwaukee, the Knicks.
if you start talking out loud of like teams that you think are better than the Celtics, dude, the Celtics are really not that good of a basketball team at all. I mean, like they could fuck around and be in the playing game this year for all
What
we
I'm
know.
saying, like they're in the back end in the East, and that's bad.
Justin's naming the teams that are in front of him. Milwaukee's a better team. Chicago's a better team. Shit, Miami's played like a better team. Philly's played like a better team. The Celtics will get a playing game because of how bad the Hornets are. But damn, dude, I know Celtics fans ain't think they would be in a playing game this year.
They're like 7 at best. There's like 6 teams that I could just go around in front of them right now.
That's about right. Seventh place right now is Chicago. 6th place is Miami. 8th place is Milwaukee, and the Magic and Celtics are both tied. So yeah, no, that's about right. They're about 6 through 10 in the East.
Bottom half.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to shock the world with a winning play here. Nets plus 11, minus 107. I'm going to shock the world with a minus 107 pick that's going to catch. I'm going to add that one on. I'll make it official. I'll take a shot with it. We'll see how it goes. All right, let's review all our plays officially. I'll do mine right now. I got 4 here. Detroit first half money line -108. Phoenix first half +1 -105. Golden State game first half under 109 -105. And the Nets +11 -107. Justin McKelvey, please review your official plays. Thanks very much.
I'm on the Magic +4 -112. The Hawks and Hawks and Pistons over 229.5 -110. De'Aaron Fox of the Spurs over 26.5 points -110. Lakers over 238.5 -115. And the Suns +2.5 -104.
All right. Ooh, and now we have the Spoon Bets college basketball stuff. I'm going to copy and paste this. Billy Brisbane, please review your official plays. Thanks very much.
2 official plays for me today are going to be the Orlando Magic on the money line. Just got the update. Jalen Suggs did go through shoot around, so it makes me feel a little bit better about that. And the other game is I told myself I'm not going to fuck around with totals, but damn if I do, damn if I don't. This is over madness money. Memphis, San Antonio Spurs over 232.5. Those are the 2 plays we're going with today. And I will have some money on some stacks play of the day here of some De'Aaron Fox love. I don't know if that stacks play of the day, but it stacks in my brain. It's going to stack up in my brain, though. Justin was spot on. I love the breakdown, and I love doing the shows with you, brother.
Yeah. Listening to what you guys were saying about that game, that might be just a great call there. De'Aaron Fox over points.
You all they got.
Awesome segment once again. Interesting card today. A little bit of a tougher card. We'll see how it turns out. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks so much. Okay. Man, De'Aaron Fox, what do you think, Jose Bouquett?
Apparently he scores a lot today, so I like that. Fill the void of scoring left by Wemby, but there's not going to be any defense played by the Spurs because Wemby is the defensive anchor. So
I think just like maybe in just the first half over. It might be a 130 first half. I think all those guys are right that comment section, Billy, everyone talking about the over in that one. All right, I might tail that one. I'm not going to make it official. All right, now we're going to do a NHL, and we got 8 games on the card. It's going to be fun because we have the bad dude from Belleville joining us today, Mr. Ghoster. Welcome back to the show. Hell yeah, Mr. Ghoster.
Yeah. What's going on,
right,
fellas? How you doing?
All right, I'm doing good. NHL, I'm doing well in the NHL so far this year. Jose Bouquet, did you update my record by any chance?
How we doing?
Yeah. The NHL, interesting, very, very interesting. Of course, Chicago, San Jose, doing well now. Edmonton, totally suck. They suck. Major, big time do they suck. And I'll be damned if Jimmy the Bag wasn't dead on about the Rangers saying when Trocheck comes back, there'll be a different team. There is a Rangers game tonight. So we'll look at all this right now, Mr. Ghoster. All right, let's get started. First game on the card, St. Louis and Toronto. St. Louis, not terrible, but losing more than they've been winning. And Toronto, now 5 losses in a row. They haven't really been blowouts, but not good. They were winning before that, though. So I'm not exactly sure what to make of Toronto going forward. Of course, they're dealing with injuries, right? Matthews is out, and a few other guys out as well. But St. Louis, they keep reading reports about how they're trying to change things, this and that, and they're not terrible, but they're a very beatable team. So I don't know. I was thinking about taking Toronto here, even as a small home favorite, but that's kind of trying to, what do they call it, catch a falling knife or whatever. 5 straight losses for Toronto. I don't know. Not sure what to think of this. What do you think?
These teams are very identical, Pete. They both are shite right now. Lawton's out, Carlos out, Roy's out, Stolarz, Tanev, Matthews. The coach pretty much, he's doing everything he can. And pretty much Toronto's just not just playing hard. They're not forechecking. They're not doing the little things. And some guys are fed up. Other guys like Nylander are still laughing at it. But I think what you're going to see here is 2 teams that are going to be accountable. You're looking at the stats, though. The penalty kills are not the greatest. Shots on goal for and against could be better. But just the situation here, Wall's going to start. You got Binnington in net as well. Both teams just not playing very good hockey. But just how I expect this game to be, Pete, I would be surprised if we see each team to score early here. I just expect this to be an accountable game. I'm a lot more forecheck. If the Leafs are down 2-0 after the first, do not take them live. Don't take them live. They're not. This is a game where they have to play a lot more tighter, Pete. And I think that's what we're going to get here. So no goal first 9 minutes, 30 seconds plus 120. Blues are pretty healthy on the other side. They're just similar to Toronto. They can't close out games. And also former coach here won the Stanley Cup with the Blues. That's Berube. So playing his former team, I would be surprised if Toronto just lay an egg in the first, because that's what they've been doing. And I think that's what they're going to focus on here, Pete.
And in the meantime, look at this from the early opening line, at least a big move in favor of St. Louis. The first line I saw, I check like BookPick or whatever, books like that for the very early opening lines. And that was like St. Louis, that was Toronto like minus 135, St. Louis plus 115. Now it's almost even on both sides, a little bit more movement towards St. Louis, and they'll be the favorite. That's crazy. So as of right now, big market support, big market move in favor of St. Louis, and I guess that makes sense. It's just they're not too inspiring either, no. Mr. Gokster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, both teams are very you would think one of these teams have to win. That's the good part about it, because they both need a win. I think the line, like, this is a 50-50 game, really, in my opinion. I just think you could see a lower scoring game than maybe expected here. And also Toronto, like I said, they're missing a lot of their key players there. They got, I think, Domi on the second line center. They're just not as deep as they usually are, and they're having a big time problem getting the puck up to their forward. So you got Easton Cowan too getting called up, second wing, right winger with Nyes and Domi. Jacob, I don't even know how to pronounce this guy's last name. They're calling up guys from the Marlies, so I would expect a lower scoring game tonight too.
When Kent Davies says, when the market runs towards St. Louis, fucking run. Steve G, OT Sprinkle, Nuke Worker, Leafs are trash.
Yeah, Nuke knows.
And look at this. AM, I have a strong system that says to play Leafs here, but I can't at this price.
Yeah.
They should be big plus money. He's saying the Leafs should be big plus money.
The Blue, it's just they're playing the Blues. If it's any other team, I would agree with that. Just the Blues are kind of like the Flames, just having a tough time putting something together, putting wins together. Just the makeup of this game, guys, I just expect it to be a tighter game. But the Leafs, they can't be trusted right now, Pete, really, though.
I was thinking about that it's time a spot for finally Toronto to get a win, but I guess I'll pass as far as official plays are concerned. All right, next game on the card, Seattle-Detroit. Seattle off 2 nice wins. Generally kind of a pretty middling team as of right now. Mm-hmm. Detroit has been better recently, but they're also kind of mid-range. And, the first line I saw, Detroit was a pretty big favorite here. I was leaning, my first thoughts when I first saw the first lines, Seattle like plus 140 and 6, under minus 115. Lean Seattle as a dog and a small lean to the over. But I didn't bet the game, and I probably will stay off. What do you think?
And this one here, we got Decord's going to be in net here, not Grubauer. So it's going to be his first game since November 5th. Pete coming off an injury. Joey Decord, actually have his numbers here. Last game on the 5th, lost 6-1 to San Jose. Don't really like the spot, to be honest, for Seattle here, guys. Looking at Detroit, did have a nice win, 2-1 against the Rangers, but they're just a healthier hockey team right now. Kako's also out. McCann's been out for a little while. McCann, especially key player there for this team. And then another thing I was noticing, their net penalties. Detroit are plus 10, so they're a team that I would want to back whenever I see that. And then the other side, you get Seattle minus 4. So they are that just comes down to, my opinion, just skating, and you're going to get more opportunities to score. Obviously, when you're on the power play. Power plays now are 17% for Seattle, 14% for Detroit, Pete. Penalty kills are pretty weak. But here's a big stat differential. Your high danger shots for only 24. I believe that's all season long, too, compared to 45 for the Detroit Red Wings. So I think that this Detroit team's going to score tonight. I don't really like the spot for Seattle here. I got Detroit in a money line parlay, Pete. I also don't mind Seattle team total under 2.5. You're going to have Gibson going, which he has been a little bit shaky. But I just think the spot here for Seattle, 4-1 win, 5-3 against Winnipeg. I just don't know what you're going to get from Decord here. First game off the injury. And then they're not. And then those high danger shots for, you're going to have to keep up with Detroit. And that doesn't look like their numbers have been throughout the year. And then, like I said, the penalties advantage, pretty strong advantage for Detroit. Healthy hockey team for Detroit. Yeah, I'm gonna sprinkle with them on a money line parlay.
Well, I don't know. I'd be the line has moved in Detroit's favor. Now it's up to like minus 170, but AM has a system he likes for the Kraken at for Seattle at plus 145. And Decord first game back from the injury. Why would you expect? Is that a spot where you think like, oh, like he'll be rusty or whatever? Why would you expect him not to be? I mean, I think it's very person dependent. Like some people back from an injury would be better than average. Some people would be worse than average. But why would you expect Decord to be questionable on his first game back?
Just for the most part, goalies, like for the rhythm, you're right. It is goalie to goalie. Looking in October, Pete here, he played 8 games in October, and then like he was a bell cow for this team, and then having at least 2 weeks off here, coming back, it's very tough in my opinion too, Pete, to do that. And then you're not going up against a team like Calgary or just a team that doesn't exactly have a fast paced thing. You're going up against Detroit on the road as well, so. I just think he's going to be tested. I would even now I'm thinking about it. I would look at like Joey Decord over saves. I think Detroit's they're going to be pushing the pace here. There's a lot of pepper, a lot of rubber on them there. So yeah, that was bad. But I think Detroit. I think they're going to get the better of them tonight, Pete.
Yeah.
I do.
Man, you're leaning Seattle team total under. I was thinking maybe Seattle, maybe over. So maybe Seattle team total over might be great.
Scheduling spot quickly here. Yeah, coming off those home games. It's the first of a 4-game road trip for them. I'm just expecting. I would feel stronger on the side that Seattle's going to score at least 3 goals and they're going to win the game than I do on Seattle team total under 2.5. So,
yeah. Why is the total so relatively modest
in this game here?
Yeah,
good question, Pete. Seattle here. I got so many pages here open.
I mean, I know that recently Detroit was having a problem scoring for a few games, but then they seem to turn the corner a little bit.
Inconsistency. Just last 10 games, you're very inconsistent. Win, lose 2, win 1, lose, win, lose 2. They've won their last 2, but I just think they're an inconsistent team here. They're missing, like I said, McCann. He's their rifle on the power play there. Jared McCann. Looking at what they're doing, if they're going to win, the games have gone over for the most part. But when they do lose, they've been going under more times than not. So, and then Detroit on the other side, they've lost, to Chicago, the Rangers, Vegas, Buffalo. They haven't exactly been playing as well. They could be playing better. I just think Detroit's the better team here, Pete.
Robert Cherry likes the Kraken plus a half first period and first period under. I might wind up adding on like Seattle plus 1 or something like that. It should be just a small favorite line. I'll think about that.
If Decord has a good game, allows 2 goals here, then yeah, I think they got a good chance. I'm kind of just on the fence here on Decord's first game back at Detroit.
Yeah, I mean he hasn't been out that. I mean Grubauer obviously is better significantly, or do you think that's just small sample size?
Long term, like he is going to be better. I haven't watched a whole lot of Seattle games, to be honest, out in the West Coast. But Joey Decord did play here in Belleville, got traded away. He's taken the spot. He's earned the spot. Came from, I think, Arizona State. Like he's a hockey guy through and through. But he definitely is. Sorry, he is the better of the 2 goalies. I would say for sure.
All right, I'll tell you what I am going to do. I think I'm going to take a shot with Seattle plus 1. Be a little bit safe there. If it goes into OT, I'll be guaranteed of at least a push, and we'll see if they get blown out. All right, whatever. Next game on the card. I don't know. I'll search for the lines and tell you what they are during the next segment. Next game on the card: New Jersey, Tampa Bay. Now this is interesting because Tampa Bay, of course, had a huge game against Florida. They got the win. Then they got beat down by Vancouver, but it wasn't a wire-to-wire loss. They were actually up, and then Vancouver came back. Usually when there's like a hangover situation after a game like they had against Florida, they kind of get beat wire-to-wire. That's not what happened. And then you got New Jersey, a scrappy, tough team, 5 straight OT games, but they've won 4 of them. But now Jack Hughes is out for New Jersey, so that's huge. But they're getting back, I think, Dougie Hamilton and Connor Brown. So New Jersey, kind of a scrappy team with some good character, losing a huge star, but getting back some talent, going up against Tampa Bay, coming off a big loss. So this is an interesting handicapping situation. I think maybe too interesting, and I'm going to pass. Is there anything here that you like, Gogi?
The injuries are the biggest thing here, Pete. Hedman, Cirelli's also day to day. It looks like Cirelli is going to play, along with I think it's Dominic James, fourth liner. He's also looked like he's going to play, but still undecided on Dougie Hamilton. I think the other one was, I think you're right. It was Connor Brown, and they're also missing Dylan as well. The three defensemen, Pesci, Hamilton, and Dylan. Hughes is out as well. Like this team is banged up as all hell. And on the other side, let's look at Vasilevsky. He's been decent. High danger shots for 52 to 32. That's for Tampa Bay. And you're missing a lot of key players in this lineup. I don't know how they're going to get the puck up to these forwards. You got Utica players that they call up for New Jersey, which they don't have a lot of good Utica players anymore. The best one is now the first line defenseman on the right side, Simon Nemec. This guy's been a stud. Like he's already up there with this team. So I just don't see a lot of offense from the Devils here. And Lightning need to start stringing some wins together. And I think Hagel's going to be back in the lineup. He was out Saturday. He's back in. Should be getting Cirelli back as well. I went with the Devils team total under 2.5 feet, and then Tampa Bay on the money line plus 105. If Lightning win this one, I expect it to be a low-scoring game, especially with all those injuries to the Devils. Not going to be easy to score, I think, against Vasilevsky and Tampa Bay tonight.
Yeah, so that's in regulation he's talking about. I was thinking maybe a shot with the under as well. Although Vasilevsky does sometimes get lit up. Let's see where this line has moved. Yeah, oh wow, it's down to the total is down to 5.5 now. Look at that.
Yeah,
total has gone down. It was already low, and then it's gone down a little bit, and it's moved about maybe 10 cents in Tampa Bay's favor. You might be right there. Lex Steele likes Lightning in regulation. Kent Davies. I have two units on Tampa -1. Wow. But New Jersey is so scrappy, though.
Yeah, I don't know going forward with all these injuries, Pete, and with the games you saw with a much healthier team. And also, I believe that's 2.5. That's full game with overtime, Pete, and the money line. But you're right there. It can't. I'm sorry. Money line and under 2.5 is going to be full game, so it can be 3-2, and we will still cash. We will still cash this bet.
Yeah, Kent Davies. I like New Jersey, just not now.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe a shot with the under, and as far as the sides are concerned, not sure. By the way, the Seattle +1 is -109 on that one.
That's going to be an interesting game. I'm going to be tuned into that one just to see how Decord looks, especially early. I think early we'll see kind of how this game is going to go for him.
Kent Davies, I actually bet Vancouver -1 against Tampa. I messaged Jimmy. He was flummoxed. Yeah, that's the way I would have gone. I was definitely on Florida in their game after the Tampa Bay game. All right, I guess I'm going to pass here. Maybe the under is good. Maybe Tampa Bay is good, even as a big favorite. But I've watched hockey so long that Tampa Bay's a good team, but definitely flawed and can be beat. And I just don't like going up against. I understand Tues is out, but New Jersey has some depth. They have a good spirit, and they're getting a big dog line. I can't bet against that. All right, let's move on. Next game: Islanders and Dallas. Islanders first. They won the first 4 of their road trip. Then they lost at Colorado in their last game. And Dallas had some injury issues for a while. Now they've won 5 in a row, so they're coming back. And this is another game where I was thinking about the under. The first line I saw was 6 juice to the over. I was thinking about the under on that one, but I didn't pull the trigger on it. And let me see where that line has moved. I actually haven't checked, and now it is right about where it was. So it's still 6, juiced a bit to the over, and the sides haven't moved much either. Dallas about -165 or so. So the Islanders clearly winning, clearly competitive, coming off a loss. Dallas now good or maybe great. Big favorite line though. I don't know. What do you think?
Looks like Jamie Benn could be back in the lineup here tonight. So that's big for them. They still got a couple other players out, Harley, Labushkinin. On the other side there, this Islanders team, man, ever since they got Schaefer there, they've been scrappy. It's more of a faster paced Islanders team than you've seen in the past. Still susceptible though, especially on the defensive end. They've got rid of, I believe it's Dobson now in Montreal. Lost a bit of defense there, Pete. -7 in the penalties, so they're going up against a team in Dallas that's +6, so they're going to get tested here on the road. 90% penalty kill though in the last 2 weeks for the Islanders. So despite high danger shots against is 56 compared to 32 for Dallas, they've been strong on the penalty kill. Getting Ben back, I think, is going to boost his team a little bit here. Sorokin's not going to be in net from what I'm seeing, Pete. They're going to Red Light Riddick, who's been okay, 88% save percentage in 2 games, I believe it is this month. On the other side, you got Ottinger going. I expect him to be better than the 86% this month so far. Low danger against, low high danger shots against. Get that one out, Gokster. For Dallas here, only 32. So the spot 2 for the Islanders, I was looking at, I believe this is the one. This is a long road trip, Pete. Started off on the East Coast at New York, went to New Jersey, then went to Vegas, then went to Utah, then Colorado, and now they're going to Dallas. So they've kind of been bouncing all over the place. Going to be tough here, I think, tonight against Dallas here. They've been looking really good, really strong, beating Philly, Montreal, Ottawa, Seattle. So second team in the moneyline parlay is going to be Dallas. Detroit, Dallas moneyline parlay plus 147 tonight.
Okay, Kent Davies leading Islanders team total over, but now there appears to be a bug running through the Islanders. And I don't know, there's a lot of every year there's teams that have the flu reports. They never seem to matter that much. You know what I mean? The teams usually come out and they're pretty much the same as they always are.
Well, sorry, Pete, to cut you off. I was just wondering how soon it was, because you'd imagine they're going to have to call up then guys from Bridgeport, which is this is a road game though, so they'd have to travel from Bridgeport all the way to Dallas or the closest airport. So depending on how soon they would know, because it would be tough to get their last second. Yeah, I would imagine last second you're not exactly be familiar with the team depending on who gets called up. So, but yeah, I'm seeing her Holmstrom. Good call there by, I think, Ken Davies. You said there, he missed the morning skate and it's a game time decision. So yeah, well, we'll see what happens with the Islanders tonight.
Yeah, I'm not saying that the flu reports can't be big and for some teams are very significant handicapping factors, but just like in my experience going back all these years, you do see them and I don't know, it never tends to pan out. I mean, I'm just anecdotal. I have no data on it, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently a sickness going around. They certainly stunk up the bed in their last game, but that's at Colorado. They're a huge dog, and Colorado's great.
Yeah, exactly. The books were almost saying that was a bad spot coming off those 4 wins. And then tonight, though, they're minus 170. They're minus 145 at least. Dog tonight with the injury bug too, and you're getting Jamie Benn back. Looks like for the Dallas Stars. So I think it's a Dallas play more. I think
this is another not good spot. Come to think, and so Dallas for a while they were banged up and they were losing. They weren't scoring. And are they? How close are they now to full strength?
Let's see. They're still missing Duchesne. I know they're Pete, Ben back, Ernie back, or is out of the lineup. Harley's the big one. Once they get Harley back, they'll be solid. There, Harley's he's their number one defenseman. Well, Heiskanen is probably their number one, but Harley's not far behind. Can do really everything for this team. So they'll be even better once they get him back. They're scoring a lot of goals here. It looks like the last few games there. 7 against Montreal, 5 against Philly, and that Philly team's a good defensive hockey team too. Yeah. So. I do think Dallas should have a good opportunity, and you're going up against the backup in Riddick tonight. So
yeah, you know what? I'm gonna trust you guys. I'm gonna take Dallas -1. I don't love taking a team that is off of a 2-game winning streak where their total win margin was 12-1. But I think you're right. I think New Jersey. The Islanders. No matter what happens over the next 2 games, this is a successful trip for them, right?
Yes, I would definitely agree with that.
And if they do have a bug, that's good. That's not good. If they don't really have a bug, they're still going up against a team that is getting healthier and had some losses in the early part of the year and is starting to trying to stack some wins together. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take Dallas. Take them -1. It'll be just a very tiny favorite. Loses, it'll be like 1.1 units or so. If it pushes, no harm, no foul.
And one more thing, Pete, I didn't bring this up. Dallas has got a 39% power play in the last 2 weeks, second best in the NHL. So it's a good hockey team.
Mikey Lucas likes him. Peanut says Riddick doesn't track the puck well. Isles struggle in Dallas historically, which is why I won't be at the game as an Isles fan. All right, I'm taking it. Jason Meyer liking Dallas. Michael Johnson, the line is moving, boys. All right, chop. I got you. I hear you.
Well, let's go.
All right,
and they got Detroit, still after this, Pete, on the 20th.
No, I know it's not the last.
This road trip's not over. I think they want to just get the hell out of Dodge here.
Kent Davies says, any chance Ben makes the Stars worse? Isn't he one of those guys who has like an attitude problem?
Well, he's their captain, but he's he's an old school hockey player. I think he's got no cage either. He's a bit of a gritty hocky player, but he's the captain of this team for like the last 10 years. So getting him back, I think I don't know what line he's going to be on. They got him on fourth line right now. I highly doubt that's going to be the case, but we'll see where he gets slotted in. But just having him back, especially locker room vibes, this guy's is good for the hockey team.
Man, if time is not linear and reincarnation is true, I want to be reincarnated as a 70s professional hockey player with a shitty attitude and a fucked up last name.
Yeah, you'd be smoking 2 packs a day too.
Hell yeah. All right. I'm going to take Dallas -1 as an official play. All right. Next game on the card, another interesting one, Columbus and Winnipeg. Columbus on a back-to-back. They beat Montreal in OT last night. I had the under in that one, which was looking good for a while, I thought, but they wound up losing. But Columbus, not a great team, but they're definitely not a pushover. Winnipeg, back home after a 6-game trip. It was not a good trip, right? They're 2-4. 3 of those losses were favorites. The 2 wins were close ones at Vancouver and at Calgary, not very impressive. And so now they're back home. Columbus, not a great team, and they are on a back-to-back. But I don't know, man. Winnipeg just seems like they don't have it right now. They're not as bad as Edmonton, but they're not good, And I was thinking about maybe an under, maybe a first period under, maybe Columbus first period. I mean, if Winnipeg's going to try to get things right at home, seems like they'll clamp on defense and Hellebuck will have a decent game. So I was leaning under. I was thinking about, oh, shit. I was thinking, sorry, I just got a note on my computer. No, I don't want to restart now. I was thinking, okay. There we go. Yeah. I was thinking, I was leaning under, and there's no way I'd take Winnipeg at this line. What do you think?
I think there's been movement to the over here too, Pete. You got Comrie in net. It's not going to be Hellebuck. I'm seeing 88% in the last few games in November. Merce Lincoln's on the road. Not a big fan. 88, almost 89% save percentage. Both these teams are allowing some high danger shots against, and they both have a lot of high danger shots for. The Jets didn't look too bad. They got someone back, Pete, I believe, the last few games, and I think that's helped their offense. They scored 5, lost against Seattle, but scored 3, scored 4 against Calgary. In that third period, they really turned it on. I watched that one against Calgary. So Columbus, good battle against Montreal last night. Got that win 4-3 in overtime, I believe. Allowed Montreal to come back, but still got the win. I would be leaning towards Winnipeg. The line's pretty damn high, though. Right now, and Columbus is pretty healthy. They got Jenner out, key player there, Branson, but Jets are getting healthy as well. I would be leaning more to an over here, Pete. It's going to be a no play. I have a lean over. Almost went both teams to score in the first period. Just they haven't played since Saturday night there, and I don't know what to expect from Columbus here. Merce Lincoln's going. I don't really like him on the road, and I expect Winnipeg to kind of get it rolling a little bit more here. So I would be leaning towards like a Winnipeg, probably team total over 3.5. And I would lean towards an over here, actually, Pete. I do think we could get some goals here in this spot. I just don't know what we're going to get from Columbus. I don't think they're going to be as defensively. I think they're going to get tested here on the road here, especially traveling from Montreal to Winnipeg. It's not an easy road trip there overnight. So,
well, you're right that the total has bumped up a little bit, but also the money lines have moved a little bit in Columbus's favor. Now Winnipeg down in the 170s. First line I saw was minus 190.
Yeah, I think these teams are pretty similar, very similar, Pete. It's going to be like that game against Calgary. This Blue Jackets team is going to be a lot faster. A lot more players can score on several lines here on the Blue Jackets than Calgary could, and they still allowed 3 there. Comrie's going to be going. He doesn't get a lot of starts. He's going to be at home. He's got a good spot here with a team on a back-to-back, and you're at home.
Comrie's confirmed?
I believe so. Here, I was looking at. Let me just see here. Expected. It's expected, but the fact they have him expected, Pete, is
so that's why the line moved then.
There you go.
Wait, let me just check.
I would expect him to go.
If it's Comrie, I think I'm going to take the under because that's not just like. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm listening.
Because that's not, some advanced analytics guy saying like, the over is the play. Why do you like the over again? Just because you think that Columbus doesn't play a tough defensive game?
Coming off that Montreal game, I I don't really think historically this team is like it's going to be defensive enough on a back-to-back where they expended a lot of energy against Montreal there and against a Winnipeg team that's getting healthier. Had a really good last 3 games. They're starting to score. And both these teams, those high danger shots, both these teams are allowing high danger shots, and they're generating them. So I think this game's kind of a bit of a coin toss with Comrie and net. The goals is kind of where I would be leaning towards, and I didn't fire on it. Also, net penalties advantage Columbus here 7-1.
Is Comrie that much worse than Hellebuck? I mean, it's a tiny sample size, but it doesn't look like he's that much worse.
It's just backups don't get a lot of starts, and as a goalie, it's tough to really just kind of get plotted in there. I would imagine it's just tough to really get a rhythm. You're going to be able to tell. That's why I said the first period for Decord. Yeah. I think you'll be able to tell how Comrie's going to be in this game after the first, if he's comfortable or not.
No, I feel you. Okay, I am going to take the under here. I'm going to take under 6.5, about -115 or so. I'll shop around to get the best line. Let's look at people in the comment section have to say. Wine Time Sports, hit the like button, chat. Shout out to you, Wine Time Sports. Yeah, and Davey saying a line move to Jackets because of Comrie news. Yes, so that makes perfect sense then. Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure I really believe that. Kent Davies, I've been betting the Jets. I like the Jackets, but off a shootout win, kind of get right spot for the Jets. Yeah.
It's kind of what I'm thinking. A little bit, yeah.
I don't know if I want to take the team total under for Columbus though, but that might be a good play as well.
Yeah, I don't really know what to expect. That's why this is one of the few games I didn't play on. The line's pretty high. Comrie, haven't seen a lot of his starts. It's just how good, like the Jets look damn good. Yeah, it was the one game, but they really turned it on in the third period there. They look pretty good. They were moving the puck real fast. So I just think they're in a bit of a rhythm for the Jets.
All right, I'm going to take the under and take under 6.5 -109. I would love to buy to 70 and take -190, but I won't do that. I'll just take 6.5 -109. Winnipeg's been sucking. I think they want to get a nice solid win. I don't know if they're necessarily going to be motivated to run up the score here. I'll take that. I'll make that official. All right, moving on. Mr. Gokser, Calgary and Chicago. Calgary, they're bad, but they do get a win here and there. And Chicago, they're good. They've been undervalued. How long will this last? And in light of how they've played all year long, the first line I saw, Chicago at like -110. Again, I've been betting Chicago, betting them live, betting them team total overs, betting whatever, mostly doing well with it. And it seems like, but they do have some significant injuries now, right? For Tues, I believe he's going to be out. And another guy, Foligno. Foligno, that's a big loss for them as well. So now they've got some guys who are out, but again, they're going up against Calgary, who in most cases is a team that can be beaten, and you're not laying a big favorite line here at all. So I don't know, tough one. Chicago was -110 when I first saw it. Let me see where it is now. And whoa, Calgary's a favorite. Wow, look at that. All right, Gogi, what do you think?
Yeah, this is the head scratcher of the night right here. This line, why the hell are they underdog here? Playing really good. Hey, it's those guys out. Like, I'm just looking at Foligno. Like, he's only had two assists in his all of November. But on the other side, they're Bertuzzi. This guy's had 9 points in 6-7 games. So having Bertuzzi out, that's going to be a bit of offense there. Chicago's going to be playing more desperate. They called up Drayden Hunt, guy from the AHL, but played a lot in the NHL. That's a good call. If that's a guy that's going to be ready, Drayden Hunt, assistant captain, I believe, too, for the Calgary Wranglers. So they're getting some more offense from the AHL here for Calgary. Chicago, just bringing up their lineup quickly here, guys. Yeah, like they still have Nazar, Burakovsky, Bedard. Those are the guys that are really leading this team. Then defensively, they got their lineup still in. They're Connor Murphy now on the third line, which I think just shows the depth that Chicago now has on defense. And then goaltending too here, guys. Spencer Knight's been solid, but looks like it's going to be Soderblom possibly here, Pete. Yeah. 94% though this month, 2.05 goals against. He's been solid. Wolf's struggling a little bit this year. Looks like he's looking, I don't want to say it, but he's looking a little short in net. I shouldn't say that, but It just looks like they're beating him high a lot.
Why can't you say that? Because that's
it's just you don't want to call out the obvious kind of thing, right? But
okay.
But he just looks like he's kind of getting beat high a little bit. He's not going post to post as smooth as he was, you could say, when he first came in the league. I think, especially against Winnipeg last game. Chicago's their 43% power play in the last 2 weeks. No Bertuzzi. I imagine he was on that line. They're going to have Bedard, Nazer, Teravainen, and Burakovsky, and then Loshak. I can't pronounce 55's last name for Chicago, but that's the defenseman that's going to be on the power play. That's a damn good power play. And then quickly here, the thing that's going to help the Flames, actually, never mind, it's not. 77% penalty kill, 5% power play. 5-on-5, they're going to have to score here, and I think it's going to be tough. I'm going to have to take it. If it loses, it loses. We're just taking it straight up here. Chicago, I got a plus 100, Pete. Chicago money line plus 100. If it loses, it loses. I still think Chicago is the better team here, and I'm not sure how Wolf. Yeah, he should bounce back, but I don't know if he's going to bounce back here. I got to see more out of this guy right now.
Yeah, Peanut likes Blackhawks money line minus 115. Now they're a dog. And you know what? I decided I'll shop for line. I am going to add on Winnipeg -1. It's just not a good spot for Columbus, I don't think. And if Winnipeg blows them out, then I'll break even with having also taken the under. I'm going to take Winnipeg -1. All right, and this Chicago game, I'm gonna hold off. I hope you all cash, if that's possible. I might bet this live in some way. Even then, though, I don't feel like I have a good read on this game.
I remember this. Sorry, Pete, real quick. November 7th, about 10 days ago, they played. Chicago kicked their ass there in Calgary 4-0. So, there's a revenge factor here for sure. Like, you'd expect Calgary to step up here. It's just Chicago's been closing the door on these games, winning 4 of the last 5. So, Calgary should be scrappy, but I don't trust them 60 minutes.
Yeah, I feel you. I hear you. All right, pass for me. Next game on the card. Here we go. Rangers, Vegas. I bet this one on the opening line as soon as I saw them. If they lose, that's okay. Rangers playing better with Trocheck back as Vinny the Bag. Hey, Vinny, fuck you, all right? I don't give a shit what you think about any of these teams. I'm the fucking real NHL Kappa here. Fuck you, Vinny the Bag. Rangers playing better. Still issues at home, though. So as Jimmy the Bag said, when Trocheck, I was asking him, I was like, what's up with the Rangers? Obviously, they were horrible at home, on the road, killing it. And I was like, do they suck? Whatever. I went to Jimmy to get the truth about this team. And he said, when Trocheck comes back, they'll be a lot better. And he was exactly right. They're still having some home issues, though. Although they did finally get off the schneid and get a win. So now they're on the road again, still playing great on the road at Vegas. In Vegas, I really should ask. Maybe I'll call in an audible and ask them how Vegas is, because they've lost 5 of 6. They look like they don't have it right now. I don't know if they should be better, but Rangers off a home loss to Detroit. They were a dog. I bet them on the opening line. I like them first period, full game, and I like the over here and specifically Rangers team total over. I think I'll make all 3 of those official. What do you think, Mr. Ghost?
Yeah, this team's struggling, Vegas. They're the high danger shots forward, just not there. They're missing Stoner and Carlson, 2 pretty key players there, centerman, right winger. Both of them are top 2 on top 2 lines on Vegas. The depth isn't that bad still. Like, Riley Smith, third line, Saad, Braden Howden, Sissons on the 4th. Defensively, they still got their mainstay there. McNabb, Theodore, Hannafin, Whitecloud. I think it's the goaltending. Hill has been really up and down, and you've had to have Akira Schmid. How many games does Akira Schmid play? I think he's played a lot more than he's ever played in his career, and he's been in the AHL a lot. Watched him here in Belleville, so I think and his numbers haven't even been that bad. I shouldn't maybe harping on him too much here. 1 goal against St. Louis, he got the win there. 4 against the Islanders, 4 against Anaheim. Got a shutout against Detroit. He's been kind of hit or miss, you could say. Akira Schmid, Shesterkin's going the other side. This Ranger team, like you said, Vinny's back. They're starting to roll a little bit more. Still -6 net penalties last 2 weeks, -1 for the Vegas Golden Knights. It's going to be a no play for me here, Pete. Haven't caught enough of this Vegas kind of bad little train they've been on here, losing 4 of the last 5. So I'm going to stay off this one. I wouldn't blame anyone though taking Vegas or taking the Rangers, because this line looks like it's dropping pretty heavy towards the Rangers here tonight.
Why would you not, at the very least, like the Rangers team total over? Is
Over
Vegas
2.5.
like what?
That makes sense. That would make some sense. Over 2.5, Pete. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, let's look at the comments section here.
that makes sense.
Yeah, Gorky likes Rangers money line. Kent Davies, last year I attended a Knights game in Vegas against the Rangers. Rangers were off overtime win at home going to West Coast. I bet Knights big and lost. So I know, yeah. I mean, Peanut likes the Rangers. I don't know if Andrew G says Vegas overvalued. My only concern about this one is if I just don't understand Vegas and that they are significantly less shitty than they've been recently. Not that this is a fade of Vegas, but
Feels like a low-scoring game too. It's going to be they're going on a road trip, a 3-game road trip after this. Haven't been playing very well. This is usually a spot where a team locks in defensively, from what I remember
so?
too. Yeah. That's the one maybe caveat, but it's a tough one. They got Colorado and Utah. Rangers are playing decent. It's just I don't know what to expect from Vegas here. I would expect a better, like I just said before, that they're going to lock in a little bit defensively before a 3-game road trip. Haven't been playing very well. Got a good hockey team coming in. I would expect almost a no-goal first 9 minutes, 30 seconds here, but it's going to be a no play.
All right, let me see. Yeah, I mean, the Rangers, I guess their last 2 games were kind of lower scoring.
Playing good defensively, yeah.
They are playing good defensively, but all right, I'm going to take should I take all 3? First period, full game, and team total over? I don't know. Let's see what the comment section is saying here.
That's a tough game.
AM says public road Rangers dog overperforming on the road while Vegas is underperforming at home. Regression monster is here. Yes, but the Rangers, I think the Rangers are good, right? They're overperforming on the road because of those weird psychological issues, which I don't think was I think there's something fundamental to it.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. I do. He like looking at Schmid, like he's been decent. Like he's had bright spots there. That 1 goal against St. Louis, a shutout against Detroit, a couple bad games in between. They need a good one out of him tonight too. Rangers on a bit of a road trip here. Got a team, like they said, it hasn't played very well. Expectations are much higher than this. It feels like a lower scoring game here.
And AM labeling this a Vegas smash and grab. What? Wow. Really?
Yeah, I'm not. The under feels like the play here for me. If it's 6, especially, I would be on the under. More I'm thinking about it.
All right. Well, start off for sure. Rangers first period money line plus 115. Thinking about the full game and the because the Rangers on the road when they go down, then they fight back though. They've been very good live bets on the road as well.
Yeah, and I'm surprised how bad really Vegas has been with the decor they have in place. They're a little old, but I would be a little hesitant where I'm thinking about that over team total on the Rangers.
My God, look at AM.
Play of the night, eh?
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing is that all the stuff he quotes is great, but I just feel like this Rangers team is when weird psychological shit happens with teams, and it's kind of like an anomalous situation. Like the Rangers, for whatever reason, I can't explain it, but I don't think it was fake, have and still continue to have like weird, serious issues at home psychologically, and then the opposite side of that on the road. I think they're like legitimately way better on the road. And I don't think it's a fluke. I don't think it's variance. It could be.
AM's telling you not to do it.
Yeah. Well, he's saying full game. I just did first period.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. There's some good games tonight. Sorry, Pete. There's some really good, interesting games tonight.
Yeah. But I mean, Vegas is not like a defensively juggernaut type team, are they?
I would expect them. That's kind of where, like, historically with the coach and the players that they have, they brought in Marner. But yeah, I would expect that's how they're going to play, especially when they haven't been good defensively. You got a good team, the Rangers coming in. It's this. Yeah, I'm gonna go lower scoring. I could make a case for both here, but the under just feels like the play.
All right. Well, I'll hold off on the Rangers full game, but I will take first period plus 115, and I will take the Rangers team total over 2.5 minus 137. A little bit pricey, but we'll see. See how it all turns out. Wow.
Go G.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
G hopes that we catch Rangers first period, Vegas full game and the under 6. That'd be great. 3-2 final.
Okay, let's move on. Last game on the card. Another weird one because maybe there's a side that's very good. Utah on a back-to-back. They lost at Anaheim yesterday. They've now lost 7 out of 9. Before that, they had won 7 in a row. So what happened with Utah? Why'd they flip? And San Jose, they've now lost 2 in a row on the road. Before that, they had won 6 of 7. And I think I can explain that. They're a young team with a lot of potential, but these young teams tend to get into, they'll have, 10-game stretches where they're good or great and way undervalued. And then they'll get fatigued and they'll be just really slow and just not getting it done for a while until they get their energy back. And it looks like San Jose might be entering a phase where they're just kind of fatigued right now. So I don't think that their last 2 even though they were both on the road and now they're back home, I'm not sure when to expect them to bounce back or to recover. And Utah, they are probably a little salty and underachieving as well. So the opening line with Utah is like a minus 140 favorite. I was thinking about the under and maybe the Utah team total under. Not exactly sure what to make of either of these teams right now. Thinking that San Jose might be legitimately fatigued for a while now, and Utah, maybe not that good, probably better going forward. And I was thinking about the under and team total under. What do you think, Gogi?
Yeah, this is interesting. You'd think maybe more of an over between these two teams historically, but like this San Jose, the big thing is Yaroslav Askarov. Guy got called up from Milwaukee, finally getting some starts in the NHL. He had an 84% save percentage, Pete, in October. He's now played 5 games in November. He's got a 96.5% save percentage, 1.19 goals against. Like the kid's starting to get in rhythm, and this is one of those ones where I would not try to catch a falling knife to say, he's got 4 coming to him tonight. This feels like a lower scoring game here. Utah is also on the back-to-back, I believe, Pete. So you're going to have Vitek Vanacek. They had Anaheim last night, lost that one 3-2. They got Vitek Vanacek going, and he's had 2 starts, and those 2 starts were not too good. 81% save percentage, 4.15 goals against. Mammoth 2. 5% power play for the Mammoth, 12% for the Sharks last 2 weeks. Penalty kills, 100% for Utah. I don't allow a goal on the penalty kill, and then 96.2 for the Sharks. So I wouldn't say they're getting fatigued, San Jose. I think they're just learning to kind of play lower scoring games, winning lower scoring games. And then Utah on the other side, they're playing good defensively, coming off a back-to-back. You got your backup goalie in net, pretty healthy on both sides. That's a big thing too. The Sharks have always been banged up. You just got Misa and Skinner out right now. I'm going to go no goal first. I already went with this. No goal first, 9 minutes, 30 seconds, plus 130. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game here, back-to-back too from Utah. Only worry would be maybe Utah gets one early just after that 3-2 loss. But full game, I would be looking at San Jose here. That line too. I think it's dropping towards San Jose, plus 120. More I'm looking at that. That's pretty appealing. Big time. I might add that. I am going to add that. I'm going to take San Jose plus 120 full game, Pete. I like what I'm seeing from it. I think it's a bad spot with the backup for Utah. Give me San Jose as well, plus 120 money line.
Yeah, it is not a huge move to San Jose, but the move that I would have expected. It didn't quite make sense. I understand that. They reputationally they're still, I guess not being given credit by the market. Let's see let's see. And Andrew G likes the under as well. All right, I will add on the under. I'll start with 6.5 minus 121. That's an official play. Yep. Live line right now at a major book. I'll take that one. The under 6.5 minus 121. And I'm thinking about doubling up, either adding on like San Jose plus 1 or maybe just the Utah team total under. That might be okay, right?
That's another good one. 2.5 plus money possibly. I would like that. That makes some sense too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. All right, I'm gonna have to take. Let me see. Shopping around here. I'm gonna have to take
team total
3.5 minus 138. But I will double up on that one. Utah team total under 3.5 minus 138. I'll make that one official. And I hate those games where you take the under, and it's looking great. First period is like 1-0, second period 0-0, and it winds up going into overtime 3-3. You fucking lose your under 6.5.
Historically, I could see like that. This would happen in this game, but I just think right now, just the way it's going, it would be a pretty drastic change in the numbers I'm seeing and the way San Jose's playing. The only way I would see that is if like Utah just is going all offense. But if they're doing that, they're going to leave Vanacek, who's their backup goalie, out to dry on a lot of 2-on-1s. I don't see that. I think it's going to be a defensive game on both sides.
And AM likes Utah. They meet the scoring drought system, but he needs -124 or better to play it. And might get that.
That's what I would expect the line to be more around there. That's kind of why I'm jumping on what was 120, 125 on.
Yeah,
on
I mean, the line right now, Utah's like -130 or so. This could easily move another 10 cents in San Jose's favor by the time puck drops. Easily. Yeah. All right. But so, if Utah winds up winning at 3-2, AM cashes, the under cashes, team total under cashes, everybody's a winner. All right. Great segment.
That was good, man. That was great.
Yeah, really interesting card. I thought that the Rangers were the obvious. I thought it was like, okay, we're obviously the Rangers are the play, and then everything else is kind of weird, but an interesting card. Maybe the Rangers aren't the obvious play. Let's review all our official plays, and we'll see how it all turns out in the end. I took Seattle +1, -109. Dallas -1, -105. Columbus, Winnipeg under 6.5, -109. And Winnipeg -1, -117. Then the Rangers game, I took them first period +115 and the team total over 2.5, -137. But Mr. Gokster think it's going to be a lower scoring game. And AM calls Vegas smash and grab. Not just a good bet, but Vegas smash and grab. That comes from AM. And then I took Utah San Jose under 6.5, -121. And the Utah team total under 3.5, -138. Mr. Gokster, please review your official plays.
Love it. Blues, Maple Leafs, no goal first 9 minutes, 30 seconds, +120. Devils team total under 2.5, and Lightning win on the money line, +105. 2-team banger for you guys. Detroit money line, Dallas money line, +147. Leaned over in Blue Jackets, Jets, didn't get to it though. Chicago money line, +100. Let's see how this one turns out. Line's kind of questionable, but I think Blackhawks get this one done. And last game here, Utah Sharks. I'm on no goal first 9 minutes, 30 seconds, +130. And then San Jose money line, +120 tonight.
Well, some good news here. NHL spreadsheet play of the day, Chicago Blackhawks.
Let's go, Ronnie. Let's go.
Good to see. Very good to see. Thank you so much, Ron Crawford, for posting that. All right, Mr. Gokster, we'll see you again very soon. Thanks so much. What a joy.
Thanks, guys. Be good. Cheers.
Bad motherfucker from Belleville. He doesn't seem bad, but trust me, he is. He's bad. All right, Jose Bouquett, we're rolling here. The World Cup qualifiers start in 45 minutes, so I kind of want to look at the closing lines there. Just a few minutes for myself for that. But now we're going to talk about college football, right? We're going to talk about the 3 games tonight. Then we got Gorky with another one of his patented parlays, and then we got Dabby Cab returning with 2 interesting games. That friggin' Oklahoma. I don't know. Did you see the Alabama game last week, Jose Bouquett?
Yeah, it was on Oklahoma.
I had Alabama live at the half. Man, was I wrong. You loved Oklahoma, huh?
Yeah. I bet Oklahoma, and one of our next guest owes me 2 steaks now because of it.
Who owes you? I owe you a steak. You might have forgotten about that. I didn't. I'll hook you up.
Oh, no, Pete. I've got it written down. Trust me, I have it written down.
I got a steak. But
Dabby Cab has 2 steaks with my name on it because of it. So,
all right, everyone, welcome to the show. The only one who owes Jose Bouquett more steaks than I do, Dabby Cab. And Gorky. Is Gorky here?
Yeah,
he is.
Here we go. All right,
What's up, fellas?
Told him I'd pay him at Pubapalooza, Pete. But one of them's for Helga, so shout out to her. I'm happy to get hers, and I'm gonna make sure it's grilled perfect how she asked for it. But I'm putting Jose's in the microwave.
Yeah, exactly. You could get legal on them and be like, the exact kind of steak was not identified. So here's your steak.
Oh
Like
no,
freaking-
Pete, that was identified. That was identified there.
He can have a fillet or a ribeye. It's just going in the microwave.
Yeah. Cooking method was not, but he said no flank steak, no flank steak.
All right. Well, maybe it won't matter if we can go 8-0 in college football tonight. We'll see. We got 3 games on the card for tonight in Maction, and then we're going to talk about 2 huge games with Dabby Cab and Gorky. Gorky has a parlay for us, and everyone in the comments section. This is going to be good. Put up my college football record if you have it, Jose Bouquett. It's winning. I'm right now winning in everything, every sport on the show so far.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, I could easily go down south in the second. Let's start with Akron and Bowling Green. Now, this is a very, very tough one for people who don't follow Maction. Akron is off of an absolutely heartbreaking loss, OT loss to Kent State last week. They were, before that, they were good. It was a huge game for them. They were a big home favorite, 7.5 points. They had been good ATS before that. And then they lost in OT to Kent State, and this is their last game of the year. And they're not playing for anything. They're not bowl eligible. They can't make a bowl this year. And if they don't have another home game coming up, this is their last game of the year. So it's possible that they're playing for nothing, but they also might be playing for pride because they did have some high expectations for this year. They got a quarterback who's a senior, and this is his last game, so he's probably going to be presumably, maybe not. You have to know the individual character of all these people. But, all things being equal, Akron is clearly the better team. I was a little bit surprised to see them as a dog here to Bowling Green. But, of course, because of the situation, all things are not necessarily equal. Bowling Green has 3 extra days of rest. They're also off of 4 straight up and ATS losses. My guess is that Akron comes to play, and Akron getting points is a nice little proposition to bet on there. What do you think, Gorky? Hey there, Gorky! Hey! All right. Okay. All right. Thank you, Gorky. Okay.
Hello? Check.
Check. 1, 2.
All right. I agree with you, Pete, wholeheartedly. I'm on Akron money line plus 130. I got that yesterday. I don't think Bowling Green is in a very good coaching situation, as we know that Eddie George is the coach there, kind of like a Deion Sanders style hire, a former great player turned coach. Doesn't necessarily work out good for these teams, but they try it. Give me Akron. I was high on them last week. Didn't move on them, though. I think they like to hit people, take their aggression out on the football field, and they're better than their record indicates.
Yeah, I mean, they're a solid team, and Bowling Green, I think, is legitimately subpar. Line has moved a little bit in Akron's favor. It's now 3, not 3.5 anymore. It's now 3 slightly juiced to Akron. But yeah, the money line still plus 125, plus 130. I was also maybe thinking about the under. First line I saw was 47.5. Now it's down to 47. Dabby Cad, did you look at this one at all?
I mean, I can look at it all I want. There's some pretty big basketball games tonight, and other games. I didn't bet this. I'm just gonna let you guys know. I don't want to waste your time either. You got the game to check out. So
no, I mean, I think it really is pretty clear because from a X's and O's perspective, from every perspective, Akron's a better team. It's just, are they going to come to play or are they going to mail it in? Which of course does happen. Let's see what people have to say here.
I don't think they're good enough. I don't think if you're Akron, you're trying to beat every team you can that's kind of in your ballpark, so to speak, because you're not good enough to sleepwalk against anybody.
Yeah, but their season's over.
Yeah, but these kids, they're still trying to get tape and stuff and get to the next level and whatever the hell they're gonna do.
Yeah.
It's never about, I'm gonna go play at the fucking some toilet bowl, bowl game. that doesn't matter. It's about the next season. It's about building.
Sure. All right. Well, I will definitely make Bowling Green team total under an official play. 24.5 minus 123. I'll shop around a little bit. And spreadsheet play of the day from Ron Crawford is Akron. I might at +3. I might add that one on as well. Although, yeah, I think if Akron comes to play, you don't need the points. They'll just roll. They'll just win. I think this is like either Bowling Green wins by 10 or Akron wins by 10. That might be a nice.
That's fair.
All right, so I will decide what I want to do about Akron, but I'll definitely add on Bowling Green team total under 24.5 minus 123. All right, next game on the card. Maybe this is a tough one. Maybe this is a smash and grab. UMass against Ohio. UMass absolutely terrible, right? They've only covered 2 games all year long, and there is some rain expected here. Ohio is off that loss at Western Michigan last week. You remember the line? Market moved in Western Michigan's favor. I made that an official play. Western Michigan did win, and Ohio, will they be motivated to win by 32? I don't know, but will UMass be motivated to score? I don't know. That's not necessarily a given. UMass has only covered 2 games so far this year. It's a high spread in the low 30s. Total's right around 50 or 51. I don't know, Gorky. What do you think? Is there any way to bet this?
I think this game is an absolute bust.
You can flip a coin, Pete, if that's what you want to do.
For both of these teams, you have to lay 33.5 points.
Yeah.
That's 5 touchdowns. That's how many touchdowns? 5 touchdowns?
Not quite, but we understand what you're trying to get at here.
But I think it is, though. That's insane.
Yeah. Oh, you have to score. Right. But you could miss an extra point and still cover it.
You have to lay 5 touchdowns, Pete. That's insane.
Yeah, I know.
They probably cover, but I'm not betting it. I mean,
who is UMass? What is this team?
I mean, they were able to put up 13 against Central Michigan. That's not bad. They put up. Look, there were 2 road games this year where they got double digits in points. So give them a little credit.
33.5 points.
Yeah, to anyone who got minus 32, congratulations. You beat the move. It's now 33.5 or 34. Total's gotten bet up a little bit.
I think Kong's Clips has a play for us. Tell us, Kong.
Yeah, first half. Yeah. Ohio minus 20.5 and full game. So Kong's Clips, if it's hard to see, if UMass is not competitive, it'll probably get out of hand pretty early, right? Ron Crawford predicting 44-7, saying lay it.
Yeah, I mean, probably lay it, but I'm not going to bet. What? Why would you bet this game?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if it's a smash and grab, no. Some of these, huge favorites that should be, 20% higher.
Hey, Pete, I would rather go watch Kentucky and not bet it. Just watch the game and enjoy some.
You guys might be right. Ohio, maybe first half might be great.
There you go.
Probably.
Might not be bad. I'll think about that. I might make something official. But let's move on right now to the next game. Now this is very interesting. Western Michigan and Northern Illinois, right? Western Michigan got that win last week against Ohio. Northern Illinois this year obviously has not been very good. Their defense is nice, but their offense is not dynamic at all. They mostly run, so they blow out bad teams. They're the kind of team that can legitimately blow out bad teams, but then they get beaten down as a dog against good teams. And now they're facing a good team. They did switch their quarterback last game, and he had a great game, but that was against UMass. Western Michigan, obviously, a much, much better defense here. Northern Illinois is getting a bunch of points, though, and the total, as expected, very, very low. I think it opened to 38.5. I'm not sure where it moved, but I have heard some people giving the contrarian opinion that the over might be a good bet. On paper, it looks like the under would be the way to go because Northern Illinois, again, nice defense. They run most of the time, and Western Michigan also a strong defense and not a very dynamic or explosive offense. So this might be whatever, like 19-10 game have that written all over it. Field goals, slow pace, and under. But I have seen some people maybe trying to be contrarian, trying to be slick, saying the over is a good bet. I'm not a believer in this new quarterback yet, just because of what he did against UMass. Gorky, what do you think about this?
This game,
Yeah.
I wouldn't touch it, but if I was to play it, I would only be on Western Michigan.
Mhm.
There's too much of a discrepancy in terms of you said that about the 2 games ago. This one, same kind of situation. One of these teams is completely eliminated, whereas Western Michigan is still right in the thick
Right.
of wanting to get to the championship game and a good bowl game and whatever else is in front of them and the football lords give them. I think it's a Western Michigan win spot here.
Yeah, so Western Michigan needs a win badly for the MAC championship game, and Northern Illinois is a 7-loss team. But you see this over and over again, all the time. You see it. These teams that are good, that need a win, especially when they're on the road.
Is it senior night though?
Sorry, go ahead.
Is it senior night in Illinois? Is it senior night for Northern Illinois here?
I don't know if it's senior night, but they know that whether it's senior night or not, I don't think really matters, because they know they're like, if they care about this game, they're like, we're not going to let Western Michigan come in here and get to the championship game by steamrolling us at home. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I don't have much conviction, but it would only be Western Michigan for me, only based on the fact that they need it.
Right, and I really don't think that's a good reason here, especially when you have a team that.
Because
sorry, go ahead.
No, it's not. So I wouldn't lay it. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, just because a team needs to win doesn't mean that they will.
Of course. And in fact, Western Michigan playing with the pressure, and look at that. Justin McKelvey, like in Northern Illinois, plus 6.5. Wow, this line has moved. The first line I saw was 5. Now it's up to 6.5 or 7. Wow. The total hasn't moved at all, really. Still 38.5.
I mean, I get it. Like you said, if you look at the numbers, one team is putting up 283 yards per game, the other one 320, which is 265th and 226. Both defenses look good, so I get the numbers. If you go through it, points scored per game, neither of these teams can score. I still think it probably gets to the over. I know that sounds, like you said, contrarian or ridiculous. I'm just gonna say that I think one of the teams probably gets, I think this is probably like a 28-17 game or something like that. That's where I would see it.
It is, yeah. I mean, Northern Illinois has that team makeup where they work.
If I'm Northern Illinois, I'm throwing the ball down the field. Even I'm gonna run it like I've been doing all year, but I'm gonna take shots. And guess what? If I've got any kind of trick plays in the bag, if I'm a coach, this is exactly when I'm gonna use them. So I could see this game going over.
Yeah. Man, I would love to take a shot with, especially if it gets to 7 with Northern Illinois, but I can't quite pull the trigger on, just because Western Michigan is the team that I, they have a strong defense. They should be able to hold Northern, but you're right. New quarterback, trick plays, possibility. Northern Illinois playing,
man, like, come on.
Yeah, completely pressure free at home. Western Michigan with the pressure, not really a fine offense, but not an explosive, dynamic offense. All right, I guess I'm going to hold off. I guess I'll just stick with the Bowling Green team total under 24.5 minus 119 is my only official play. But Akron money line, so tempting. Ohio minus the points and first half, so tempting. And then this it feels like there's a great spot on this Western Michigan game. Not sure what to pull the trigger on though. Live bet probably would be worth something, but we'll see. All right, so let's look at the comment section. Chosen one. NIU plus Pete's past the 2-hour mark. Yes, that's right. I know we gotta keep a brisk pace here because I want to get to the 245 World Cup qualifiers. Yeah, chosen one has a Northern Illinois plus 7 lean. Okay, let's move on. So we have let's start with
I have a play for you. I have a play for you in that after before I get off here. I'm gonna give you a play for that.
For what?
World Cup qualifiers.
Oh, great. Yes, absolutely. All right. So we have some parlays from Gorky and Dabby Cab play. Let's first start with Dabby Cab's games. And
yeah, because I'm gonna run out of time actually.
Yeah. Okay. First game, Dabby Cab, Missouri and Oklahoma. Oklahoma, of course, off the impressive win at Alabama. I took Alabama at the half. I lost. The turnovers helped out Oklahoma, I think, in that one. And then Missouri, not a great team, but they blew up Mississippi State last week. Before that, they had not been good ATS. And I don't know, man. Oklahoma off 2 impressive road wins as a dog. Now they're back home laying a big number to Missouri. What do you like here, Dabby?
This I hate to say this. It makes me think of my guy Winetime. You know, he wants to die on the hill that Virginia Tech at some point is going to figure it out and win games, and I want to die on the hill that Oklahoma is not a good football team. But damn it, I keep getting burned every time I go against Oklahoma. I've done it. I was with you. I was on Alabama as well, and I
had him at the half, Dabby.
I think that would have been a great bet. I almost loaded up at that half. I don't know why I didn't. As a matter of fact, I must have got busy or something. So I'm damn glad that I didn't, because I was very close to grabbing a lot of Alabama at half. Here's the deal, though. Like, I still don't think Oklahoma's offense is fully functionable. And I think this is an 11 a.m. game where you're coming off of the biggest win you've had since you got in the SEC. Now, I'm going to give Oklahoma their flowers. They went there to Tuscaloosa. They took down Alabama. Props to you, Oklahoma. You're back in the playoff contention. You're in the playoff picture right now. I think this is a sleepy spot, not necessarily where they take an L, but I do like Missouri to cover the 7.5 in this game. And where I'm going to bet this is I'm going to be on Ahmad Hardy. Look, Oklahoma hasn't given up very many rushing yards to anybody, but his number is going to be in the low 50s because of the fact that they haven't. And I think it's going to be like Lacey with Ole Miss, where, you know, if he can just get outside of that front 7 a couple times, he's fast enough to go get us a 50 or 60-yard prop. That's going to be set extremely low because it's one of the best rush defenses in all of college football. But I like Missouri, and I'm going to be on Ahmad Hardy.
Okay. All right. And then the next game that you want to talk about is USC Oregon. USC, of course, off of 2 decent home wins, but now they're back on the road. Oregon off an extra rest day. They blew up Minnesota at home last week. Oregon's laying like 10 or so, total around 60. What do you like here, Debbie?
I think USC is a soft football team. Shout out to, Guns, Winetime, all the guys on Saturday tailgate. We've been talking about it, and they've shown it. But this is a situation where it's going to be a shootout. You got a total at 59.5. It's there for a reason. I think this game definitely goes over. I know Kong is on the over, so shout out to Kong. But I'm laying it with the USC. The only reason I have not pressed the trigger yet, Pete, is because I'm waiting to see if I can get the 10. If it comes to a 9, I'm fine. I'm fine taking a 9 if that's the case. So that's why I'm watching the line. But I will be on USC here. I'll also be on King Miller's rushing prop. I've been cashing on him quite a bit. Going back to the well here. I think he's going to, break a few off here against Oregon. I'm not so sure USC wins this football game. Maybe they score late to cover this spread, but I think Lincoln Riley and this is a strength on strength, offense on offense here, where I think we're just going to see points both ways. And I think USC covers this number. So I'm going to be on USC. Soft football team and all.
Kong's Clip says upon further review, he's probably going to be on USC this week. Justin McKelvey, like in Missouri, plus 7.5. Dabby Cab, thanks so much for your time. Whatever we can get from you, we really appreciate. Thanks so much. See you very soon.
Hey, can I give you a little college basketball here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Darian Peterson for Kansas is not playing. It's finally Bill Self finally officially announced it for them. That's the 5-star freshman, big loss. So that's why you got the big spread against Duke here. Going to be very hard for Kansas to stay in this basketball game, and I'm not so sure that they can even cover. But what I do think happens is Trey White, the Illinois transfer, is going to go over his point prop. It's set at 11.5 minus 115. That's Trey White. He's going to get extended minutes since Peterson's out, and he's going to have to score. They're going to have not very many options. So over 11.5 with Trey White. Thanks, Pete. Thanks, Corky. See you guys.
No problem,
Thank
brother.
you so much.
Saturday.
All right. So now we're going to get college football parlays from Gorky. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about just touch on some college basketball. Or no, we're going to get a little from Gorky. Then we're going to get his opinions on World Cup qualifiers. Then we'll talk about college basketball for just a few minutes. Maybe I'll add a few plays to the official ones that I added on earlier in the show. And then we'll call it a day. Gorky, what are your parlays for college football that you like?
So for me, it's Oregon. Hold on, let me read it off the paper here.
Okay.
So I don't fuck up.
No.
Okay, Georgia Tech, Oklahoma money line plus 100, and BYU, Oregon plus 100 money line.
Wow.
So those are my two kind of certain cashers. I was going to play the BYU as a single if they were plus 100 or better dogs, but I wasn't so lucky, so I have to find the next best thing. And I still fully trust both of these parlays to give them out for sure.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Gorky, for that. I got burned taking Georgia Tech second half last week. In retrospect, it was probably a mistake. All right. Quickly, let's talk about the whatever you can tell us about World Cup qualifiers. And again, I'll have some in the Discord. I'll have some, hopefully, I'll have some second half plays in general that have been halftime plays I'm doing well for me. I'm also doing some pregame stuff, which is positive, but not as positive. There's some first half unders that I took. But I don't know if I want to reveal those because they're probably not particularly positive EV. But what do you like, Gorky, from the qualifiers today?
Look, guys, I have a double result for Macedonia against Wales in Cardiff today. The game starts at 2:45. The boys need this one in order to get to the playoffs for a spot. For a potential spot at World Cup 2026. This is a generation that broke ground for my country and made the under 21 European Championship as well. They actually also brought up their head coach to lead this generation finally. So he's the head coach of the full national team, which is playing here. So they know how to play together. They are a very cohesive side and will not let us down tonight. Take that the double result at plus 100.
North Macedonia against Wales, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Wales is a huge favorite. And once again, for people who aren't quite clear about that, everyone's like, "Oh wow, bet North Macedonia." Gorky is from North Macedonia.
I am, but it's actually Macedonian. Fuck the north part, but it is what it is. Yes, we have decided to call ourselves that, so no one is guilty for that. But I like to call us Macedonia.
Right. So you're a Soreño. You're a Macedonia Soreño, not a Norteña. Norteño.
Okay. I'm also not Mexican or Spanish.
All right, Gorky. Yeah, Wales is a huge favorite. The Wales came down, and now it's heading back up. Wales are like minus 450 or so. Draw no bet right now.
We should have beaten Wales. We scored a 75th minute goal in the first leg of this matchup, and they scored in the 94th minute to tie the game up. So we should have beaten this team. Wales has 3 losses in their last 5, whereas Macedonia only has 1 loss in their last 5 and like 15 games unbeaten before that. So this team truly knows how to play together, and this is an opportunity of a lifetime for all of these guys.
Yeah, I mean the line is headed up. Maybe Macedonia to score at like minus 145 or so. What do you think about that?
I wouldn't trust too many goals to be scored in this game. I feel that if the game opens up, that favors Wales. So if you're Macedonia, you want to play a closed game, like I would play defensive style.
Yes. So I think I think I'm going to be on the first half under in this one. First half under 1. All right. Is there anything else that you like, Gorky?
No, Pete, no, not necessarily. I looked at everything else. All the other games are pretty much set. They just have to be played and officialized. This
Okay,
one,
Fernando Mendoza, like in Switzerland, minus 105. Fernando Mendoza also saying it would be Wales, or he's not touching it, but it would be Wales or nothing for him. All right, Gorky, thanks
I
so
can
much.
understand that. I can understand that. Good luck to you, but I just like the number with the double result.
Gorky, we just such a great, wonderful. Oh, and then you also posted your Euro basketball stuff, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
But that's already started, so we
Oh.
don't have to talk about that. That's Aris already won, and Monaco is gonna win tomorrow for me to close out that parlay. Also,
Okay.
Barcelona and whatever I have posted on my Twitter. I cannot remember right now. Barcelona Real Madrid money line is gonna get you paid on Thursday. That's not until Thursday though.
I saw those two, Gorky, and the last one that I caught of yours, both of the teams that you liked were down early. I live bet them, and of course they both won. My live bets covered by a mile. So thank you very much for that.
Aris, is that one what you're talking about, Pete, or last week Valencia?
Yeah, last week Valencia.
Okay, yeah. I'm glad
yeah.
that one came through for me. I wasn't so lucky.
Oh yeah, no, I hit them live, and anytime one of those Euro teams that you like so much to post about goes down very early, I live hit it.
Okay, brother, keep cashing.
All right, Gorky, thank you so much. We'll see you again next week.
Thank you. Yes, Pete, and don't forget to follow everybody on Pub Sports Radio, guys, and hit the like button.
Hit the like button. Absolutely. If you haven't already. All right. So we can just spend a few minutes here talking about college basketball. If you want, earlier in the show, I gave a few picks. I gave Michigan State, Kentucky first half under 72 minus 115. I also like the full game under. I might add that one on there. The Maryland Eastern Shore Longwood game, I got 143 and a half in the overnight. Now it's 138 and a half minus 116, but I'm still going to give that one out. I did the same thing with their game against Nebraska last week, where I gave out a worse number in the show, and that one cashed. Monmouth Syracuse under 145 minus 111. That one also I got a little bit better on the overnight, but I'll take I took the worst line earlier, and the Grambling San Diego under 149 and a half minus 113 also moved down a little bit. Those are four plays that I've already given out, and I guess the Michigan State Kentucky full game under. I like that one as well. Jose Bouquett, did you look at college basketball at all, or not really?
I'm actually glancing at it right now, Pete. Looking at it, Michigan State, Kentucky. Real quick, there's 68% of the bets, 60% of the money on Michigan State. Line has moved from 6 to 4.5 to 4 at some places. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Did you have any thoughts on that one?
Well, I mean, Michigan State so far this year, Tom Izzo teams a lot of times start the year, kind of so-so or not that great. And then a lot of times they make big improvements in February and tournament time. And, they've played this New York City tournament the past few years and not done that great. And, he's a little bit unhappy with the kids right now. So I think they're going to be, defense oriented, especially to start. So I like the first half under, and I guess I'll add on the full game under as well. Why not? I'll add under and it's interesting that the line's moving in Michigan State's favor. I don't know. I didn't touch the side at all in general. I'm much worse on sides in terms of volume than I am with totals. Surprised me a little bit. I'm not sure if Michigan State can hang with Kentucky right now. Maybe they can, but the line movement surprised me a little bit. Let's see if anyone is. King Al says, Loshak, give us your favorite college basketball. I would have to say Michigan State, Kentucky, first half under 72 minus 115. That's what I'd have to say.
By the way, another play. I don't have a bet percentages on this one, so I don't want to move on it. But Uwe Pui versus Charleston Southern.
Yeah.
Minus 1.5 for Uwe Pui now. They opened up at 4.5. It's now down to 1.5. So that also interests me. I think that Charleston Southern can be interesting and frisky there, but haven't moved on it there.
Yeah, that's the game with the total of 190 or whatever. And now it's down to 188.5. Yeah, I don't feel like I have a good read on that one at all.
And by the way, Justin
Go ahead.
McKelvey dropped stacks 2 is Texas A&M minus 17.5 there as well. And our guy Spoons put his action in there as well, and also said Delaware has 6 scholarship players dealing with injury, including their best player. Really love the St. Peter's money line I got at plus 195.
Wow, very nice. Yeah, and that total drop. Yeah, the Texas A&M. I looked at that and I was like, they should. And I was actually thinking first half. I was like, they should get this done. But and then my note is here: be very careful. Be very careful with that one. I mean, Texas A&M has started games great, and then they've sort of faded after that. And that's definitely something that I'm sure that they want to fix. Not sure if they can though, and it's a high number, but I was leaning Texas A&M first half as well. Wow. Okay, so the Delaware game, yeah, St. Peter's. I'm almost it's down to 4. Wow, and that total, I did bet the under on that one, and that's now 130. Holy crap! I got 142.5. Now it's 137. All right, I don't know if I can give that one as an under. The UNC Navy game, that total hasn't moved, but I thought maybe the under would be worth a shot. Navy can sometimes play very high scoring games, of course, but I think they'll probably, that line hasn't moved, but I did take a shot with the under 161.5 on that one. Let me see.
I just moved on St. Peter's +4 minus 110.
Good. Yes, I will take a shot with that, although I won't add it to my slate of official plays. Yeah, the Vermont Buffalo game is very interesting. I took a shot with the over at 142.5. Now that's dropped to 140.5. And we know that Spooner likes Vermont a lot. They're -3, just -3 at Buffalo. So that might be a nice little play there. JMU Towson is interesting. Towson's very high, the low scoring. JMU is a very high scoring, and that total has bumped up. So I don't know. I was leaning under on that one, but maybe not. Radford and South Carolina, took a shot with the under, but that is at 155. That's now 154.5. So that might have been wrong, but I took a shot with the under on that one. Might give it officially. Xavier has not had a successful year so far, and it should be a big bounce back spot for them if they have it in them to get a double-digit win at home, which they should be able to, but they might just not have the personnel to get it done, or the collective team energy to get it done right now. But I kind of like Xavier there. Let me see. What else? Florida State is interesting. Of course, they're coming off the Florida loss. Or no, they had the Florida loss earlier. They were a huge dog there. I took a shot with Tennessee Martin at 22.5. I think they might be pretty competitive there. And then Spooner tells us he likes New Jersey Tech in general. That line has moved about 2.5 points in Drexel's favor. So that's very interesting. Hampton, BC under I took, but that's moved. I don't know if I want to give anything else.
I've got one for you, Pete.
Okay, what is it?
I'm going to move on Idaho State +15.5, minus 110. Line opened up at 18 for Santa Clara. You can get 16s as well right now, but line going down towards Idaho State. There's 90% of the money, 80% of the bets on Santa Clara here. So Idaho State for me.
Okay, very nice, very nice. I kind of like the over in Kent State Eastern Kentucky. I got 159.5. Now it's 161. And the Yale Rhode Island game, I took the over at 155. Now it's down to 153. So I was on the wrong side of that move for sure. The Cornell games, Cornell, of course, always plays in the stratosphere. I took over 164. It's now 165, but it's not. That one makes me nervous. I'm just mentioning that I took it, not that I think it's necessarily a good bet. Oh, and then that Gardner-Webb DePaul game, I took over 153.5. Now it's up to 155.5. Gardner-Webb plays high pace, and I think DePaul will be okay with that. So I might give that one as well. And then, the Texas State Abilene Christian game. Texas State, I didn't understand why they were -1. I thought they should have been a bigger favorite. I was searching around for injuries. Then they went up to 2. Now it's back down to 1. That tells me that Abilene Christian is probably the right play. I'm going to be following that one closely, but I'm not going to make it official. But based on the line move. Probably Abilene Christian is the play. UT Arlington Evansville, I like that one under 141, but now it's 138.5. And I guess I'm wrong about Iowa because I thought that I took a shot with the over 149.5 in the Iowa game, and that's down to 146.5. So obviously there's something going on there that I'm not aware of. But I think I might add on the Navy UNC under. What do you think about that, Jose Bouquett?
Let me tell you what the market has to say here. Navy. Wow, I actually don't have any market information on it because Navy, I guess, is so lowly that it's an extra game.
Yeah, it's an extra game. Yeah.
That's hilarious. But let me tell you at least where the total is gone. I'm sure you know this already, but
it hasn't moved really.
Yeah, 161 to 162 at BOL. 161.5. So yeah, not really much movement. So yeah, I'd rock with you. I trust your instincts, Pete. Believe in you as a capper.
And maybe I'll add on Radford and South Carolina. That's another one that I kind of like that hasn't moved, which is okay on the under.
Today, Pete, I for whatever reason, I seemingly trust you a little more today.
I bet so many of these totals, and overall I'm doing well with them. But obviously there's many losses, and there's a handful of horrifically bad losses. There's a lot of situations where the line, moves against me, and I win. The line moves in my favor, and I'm wrong. So all this stuff. But all right, I'll line. Kent State, Eastern Kentucky over. I will add that one as well, even though the line has moved. So I'll add those three. We'll see how it turns out. Navy, UNC under, Radford, South Carolina under, Eastern Kentucky, Kent State over, and roughly I'll shop around. Eastern Kentucky, the Kent State game is roughly 161. The South Carolina game, I believe, is 154.5, and the UNC game, as you said, about 161.5 or 162. So I'll shop just three of the pro books and take the best line out of those. And then the Rhode Island Yale game, I was liking the over 155 down to 153.5. That was 153. You got anything on that one before we call it a day?
You said Yale?
Yale and Rhode Island, yeah.
Let me see right now. A little control F. I have nothing. Yeah, no market information in that game, unfortunately. So I can't really contribute besides telling you that this total apparently used to be 157.
Yeah. See, that's really bad.
All the way down to 153. Good God.
That's very bad. In my defense, I didn't take 157, but I did take 155.5, which is not good.
Yeah, well, Nasty Nate said the Rhode Island Rams smash.
Yeah, I do like them plus the points. I like them. I do like them. All right, and then think about adding on the DePaul Gardner Webb over as well. But that is very tempting, isn't it? That sure is tempting.
Well, Pete, to add more temptation, Terrence Fed says he needs a birthday pick.
Birthday pick. Happy birthday, Terrence Schmed. Michigan State, Kentucky, first half under 72 minus 115.
You like that play, huh?
I think it's solid. Not a lock. Not anywhere close to being a lock. I'll hold off on the Gardner Webb over, although I do kind of like it. All right. Those are all the plays that I'll add on for college basketball. And we'll call it a day because 2:45 is coming up in about 7 minutes. Right, Jose Bouquett?
It is. By the way, what number did you get on that first half total again?
For the 72 minus, I don't know what it is now, but at the beginning of the show, 72 minus 115 on the under.
Cool. I'm on 71.5 minus 110. So I'm joining you, Pete. I'm joining you. Well, what's that 245? What are you doing today, Pete?
What?
What's that 245? What are you doing today?
The fucking World Cup qualifiers start.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. Well, my country got eliminated because we're a country of choke artists and fucking losers. So.
Or you just paid to throw the games, which is what they should be doing.
Well, I'd believe it with their performances in the last game. I'd fucking believe it, Pete. Believe it. But yeah, of course, I can't wait to see what all this unfolds, Pete. Thanks as always for hosting on these fucking
Thank you.
lovely
And
Tuesdays.
sorry, and I'll also add on the full game under for the Michigan State game as well. I'll double up on that one.
Okay, well, I'm on the under.
All right.
First half under with you.
Great. We'll see y'all next Tuesday. Thanks, everyone.